Прийшли окупанти до нас в Україну, форма новенька, воєнні машини, та трохи поплавився їх інвентар. Байрактар. Байрактар. Російські танкісти сховались в кущі, щоб лаптям посорбати довбані щі, та трохи у щах перегрівся навар. Байрактар. Байрактар. Зі сходу припхались до нас барани, для вас становлення великої страни, найкращий пастух баранячих отар. Байрактар. Байрактар. Їх доводи, всяке озброєння, різне, ракети, потужні машини залізні, у нас на всі доводи є коментар. Байрактар. Байрактар. Вони захопити хотіли нас зразу, і ми зачаїли на орків образу, з бандитів російських робить примар. Байрактар. Байрактар. Російська поліція справи заводить, на вбивцю рашистів ніяк не знаходить, хто ж винен, що в нашому полі глухар. Байрактар. Байрактар. Веде пропаганду кремлівський урод, слова пропаганди ковтає народ, тепер нове слово знає їх цар. За нашу свободу і покажу.
Whoa, don't want to go there. What's going on, folks? How's everybody doing? Despite the intro, we're actually going to it's going to be kind of a lighter show. We're going to see a little bit of combat footage, but not a whole hell of a lot. It's going to be a lot more technical. So just keep that in mind. Please, everyone, spread this around. I'm taking over for Security Monitor Lizard. I am his I am the one in the the lizard suit that's also in the human suit, because it's like a suitception. I'm just sort of a husk. That's all I am. You don't want to see what's underneath all of this. It's pretty odd. So but yeah, I appreciate I appreciate Lizard giving me the time to come in here and give give you guys the information that's that it needs to go out. Yeah, we're gonna get into that in a little bit. And if anything looks familiar, it's just sort of a, I mean, we all kind of share the same aesthetic. Plus, like, I bought a shirt. The shirts are great. You guys should pick one up on the next brunch stream, because I don't have any links down below. That's not what this stream is about. So thank you all for being here, and please hit the like and subscribe buttons. Share this video, share the stream, share the link out. Please do. I want to get more people in here. There's not a whole lot of people, mostly because nobody's getting a notification. Ooh, Mango, if you'd be willing to put it on the White Boy Rumble Ranch channel too. There you go. I don't know if that's a good idea, but we'll see. Anyway, I got a couple things to go over. Yeah, the channels. Yeah, Lizard Backup Monitor. I'm gonna be streaming here. Basically, what I'm gonna do from now on is, or what's gonna happen from now on is, Security Monitor Lizard is going to go ahead and give me all of the Russia and Ukraine content, and I'll cover that here. And just in case anything isn't copacetic, and we can't really play anything, or anything gets a strike, it doesn't happen on his channel, or he's trying to do all the entertainment and all that good happy horse shit, because he's all popular, whatever, fucking dork. But I just also want to say that he told me that nobody is at fault except for him. It's all YouTube. Basically, what happened is there was a video on the Security Monitor Lizard channel that is like 7 years old, and it was it's called Drop It War Style, and it was combat footage to music, and YouTube was just like, yeah, we can't do that, especially if you're going to be like trying to educate people at the same time, so you're getting a community strike. So they gave that channel a strike, and that's what happened. It was nobody. It was YouTube. So I don't want anybody going after anybody and being like, hey, I'm suspicious. That's just what happened. The rules change all the time on YouTube, and you just have to adapt and overcome. And you got to be a chameleon about it, as Yato says, the Crime Watch chameleons. Although the Crime Watch chameleons are a little, shoulderless. He takes one to no one, is all I'm saying. There's also a rumor that I can put mods in timeout. So where do we want to go? You know what? Actually, here's what I'm gonna do. I might as well, since you guys are, just in case anybody else shows up, you guys are modded. And Mango, if you do want to put out the link on White Boy Rumble Rant, so that idiots coming here like Dark Ninja. Oh, and that reminds me, I gotta do something. But anyway, back to what I was saying. All of the Russia and Ukraine streams are going to be here. I'll put out links for this channel. Please subscribe, share it around, and all that good stuff. Once Security Monitor Lizard actually gives it to me, and we'll go from there as we continue to cover the war. Again, I want to reiterate one thing, that all of these streams are educational. They are for educational purposes. I'm not trying to glorify anything. I'm I'm not sending any kind of political message necessarily. If you take a political message of it, or if I say anything, root for one side, i.e., the Ukrainians, which yes, I don't want to say root for the Ukrainians, but I supported the Ukrainians in this because it's a horrible invasion of on their soil. So yeah, Urchin Quay. So all the streams are going to be here. One thing I do want to say for the mods is if you block anybody, let me know. Just make sure you send me a message somewhere just saying, hey, I blocked X person, excuse me, for this reason. Preferably take like a screenshot of whatever they say, just so that I know that that person is blocked. So if they're saying like some super racist or anti-Semitic or fucking homophobic shit, yeah, take a screenshot and just send it to Lizard or send it to me, and I will block them, and we'll go from there. But I don't want people to be blocked. I just want people to, like the Dark Ninja cycle, let him go through his cycle. If the motherfucker wants to sit here for 2 hours, 3 hours, and be, timed out every 5 minutes just by putting in one comment, by all means. But other than that, so I think this Saturday, yeah, this upcoming Saturday, Security Monitor Lizard was telling me that he thinks I need a little bit of training, so I might be hosting a stream nostalgia on Saturday, and it's going to be open. People are allowed to be there. We're going to have tons of fun. He said we might do it in the Discord, so check that out. Just be forewarned. What's going on, Blue Lamp? I'll say what's up to the chat in just a second. Ooh, excuse me. So check that out. As far as Russia and Ukraine, we will keep you up to date. I will keep you up to date as much as possible. I can't do community posts because I'm just a budding creator. So hopefully you guys can, hopefully you guys get the most out of this that you can. Other than that, in good news, I have been looking for a puppy dog. Thank you, Mango Jones, for helping me with that because I can't do anything while I'm at work. But yeah, I'm looking for a puppy dog, and I found a couple that are sweet, derpy, and just they're adorable. And I want to go and see if they're all copacetic, all cool and cuddly. But yeah, so thank you very much, everybody, for being here, and we will get into the content now. Thank you. Sorry. What's going on, Mango Jones, Reaper's Lair? Who else has a folks? There is a Widow Son with a folks. Mango's got a folks. Do we got more folks? We got a Blue Lamp. He waves at me. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Blue Lamp. And what's going on, Reaper's Lair? Alrighty. So let's get into this. Like I said, this stream isn't going to be super dark. We're not going to be talking about death and destruction. Essentially, we're not going to be talking about or watching the videos like we did last time. Videos like the ones we did last time, excuse me. But what we are going to be talking about is essentially why the Russians are basically stalled out. What is it? Yeah, map. Yeah. Oh, wait. Ukraine war map. Sorry, I should have had this pulled up. Sorry, guys. There it is. We want our live UA map. So a lot of what's been going on. Again, this is our map. This is we haven't been. Oh, we have. Okay, we got some updates, folks. So Mariupol still seems to be holding pretty fucking strong here. This entire region, I don't know what region is exactly this is, but it looks like it's pretty well surrounded almost, and that is not going to help with the Maripol. Hold on, let me see if I can do this. Yeah, and I will blow this up for you guys. Plus. All right. So we got Maripol down here. And looks like we got a lot of activity. We'll get into this activity over here in the side chat here, or in the news live here in a second. Back out. So, okay. This is essentially what I was talking about last time. Remember, last time we were watching these tendrils, as I called them, of Russian troops moving in. They were using the local infrastructure as a supply line to come in and move troops and equipment, et cetera. And they were doing it parallel to each other in order to encircle this entire area. And it's looking like they were able to do that. But how this little spike of Russian troops coming down in towards Ichnia, I believe, if I'm saying that wrong, I'm sorry, towards Ichnia, they're going to launch an attack, probably going to be like artillery and rockets are going to bombard the city. I'm sure we're going to hear about Ichnia getting bombarded again, because it seems to be the Russian tactic at this point, is to go after a lot of civilian targets, which, yeah, we'll get in here. And children's hospitals not being, among those, allegedly. I'm not going to ascribe anything to anyone like 100%, but I think we can all make our own judgments. Anyway, it looks like Kunatop over here has been surrounded. I wouldn't be surprised if this city fell. And like I said, yeah, they're gonna have some bombardment, and probably what's gonna happen is the Russians are gonna bring in troops and supplies down through these two supply lines to build up over here so that they can attack on a second front for Kiev, which is down here, which is what we're looking at down here, and as well as like pull in troops in order to support the bombardment and capture of Ichnia over here. So, and yeah, here they go, stretching their supply lines. It looks like they're trying to encircle another area. It's going to be around the airport, because, well, if you know nothing about warfare or nothing about strategy, or you've never played any kind of war game, airports are really important. It's nice to have an airport for your military, especially one that's already built. You know what I'm saying? If you've never been to, yes, thank you very much, Widow Son. Like the stream and sub, folks. And yes, like and share the stream. I would really appreciate it. Please get the channel out there. It's a new channel. Security Monitor Lizard gave me a lot of responsibility, so I just want to grow this as much as possible. So, all right, what we're looking at here is, again, okay, so if you have your infrastructure already built, like the Russians are trying to do, again, going down all of these like pre-built roads and everything like that, using the local infrastructure. Side note, why bridges are so fucking important. Just saying. I don't know if you guys have ever tried to build a bridge, but the longer it is, the harder it is. Shut the fuck up, Mango. Anyway. All right, so that is pretty worrying that that they have encircled this entire area over in Ichnia, but um, we do have a few things that we're going to go into regarding some of the politics, but I want to go into that towards the end. We're going to bring this map back up, and we're going to I'm going to put out the link, and anybody that wants to come in and join talk about this. What I want to do is I want to watch the speech by President Zelensky and kind of talk about that a little bit, as well as like news stories. If you guys have any news stories or anything you find suspect or anything like that, please bring it in. But until then, we're going to talk about kind of the weapons and some of the arms and armor and why it has taken so long for this to happen. You would think that such an overwhelming force like the Russian military would be able to take over such a small area like Ukraine, but they've been stalled day after day after day. And not only does that have to do with a lot of the weather and the region. Uh-oh. There it goes. All right. We're good, I think. Ooh. What happened there? Hold on. Let me do this. What's up, folks? Folks. Uh-oh. Guys. Can you see? Oh, man. I can't point to her. Hold on. Can you see? Can you see old girl in the background there? Scooting a boot. Look at her. Rock'em Sock'em Wizards. Hold on, let me see. Ooh. Oh, I got my phone right here. Hold on. Watch this. Is it gonna show up? Is it? No, my cursor doesn't show up. Never mind. All right. Can you see the girl back there? Hold on, I'm trying to cover the. Yeah, she's sweet. She's on the hunt. She's been crawling around like a mad woman. Whoa. She's looking for crickets. So that's why you guys probably hear crickets. I don't like spiders. That's okay. I don't blame you. They're not for everybody, but they're not to be smushed. Just put them outside. They'll be okay. They're your friends. I know it's hard to accept, but yes, they are your friends. They eat the bugs. That's why I feed mine bugs. I also have a whip scorpion and a true scorpion. What a whip scorpion, and she's a sweetheart too. Anyway, first world problems. So yeah, the main strategy of the Russians seems to be basically like encircle an area and then bombard them into submission. And a lot of what's been happening, as we spoke about in previous streams, is things like supply line issues, like we've seen globally. But on sort of a micro scale for this, they haven't been able to get supplies out to their troops because they've run into terrain and weather issues. It's kind of make it akin to, invading Russia in the winter. Like, don't do that unless you're prepared to fucking unless you're prepared for the Russian winter, which I don't know. History doesn't prove to be prove that to be possible. But yeah, I agree. Okay, cool. All right. So we're talking about the supply lines are slowing down. There's not a whole lot that we can actually get out to the Russians and to the troops as far as reinforcements, supplies, and things like that. And one of the things that they can't get a whole lot of is actually fuel. that's why we've been seeing a lot of vehicles that are breaking down, and farmers are just taking them. And I've said previously, if you think I wouldn't take a Humvee or a tank that was just like chilling there while there's a war going on. Now, don't get me wrong, okay? Don't get me wrong. I live near a military base, okay? If I see a Humvee just chilling out in the fucking woods, I'm not going anywhere near that thing because it's there for training. I know that. I'm a veteran. I understand that. I'm talking about if there was an actual war and I found some blowed up shit. Okay? I'm taking everything out of there that I can. Like, oh, fuck it. Why not? It's free material. So take a door home, sell for $10,000. I don't fucking know. Anyway, pet spiders. What? Yeah, she's a striped knee tarantula, and her name is Corinne, which is Welsh for spider. Haha. All right. So let's go a little bit into the live news, or the news live. An ambassador tells AFP Moscow canceled the vote on its humanitarian resolution after it failed to secure co-sponsorship for the next draft from China and India. And this is kind of interesting because China and India okay, it's coming from the US. All right. So China, whoa, look at that little, yeah. China and India, well, China at least, definitely has a vested interest in Russia winning this conflict, in Russia actually successfully taking over Ukraine. Side note, it's Ukraine, not the Ukraine. I'm sure we've been over this. Anyway, but again, we talked about that's a lot because they want Taiwan. So West Taiwan wants to take over East Taiwan and make it a whole. Oh, there we go, Taiwan. I was looking at the wrong one. I'm sorry. There's a shitload of Chinese characters on my. There's a lot of China. There's a lot of Chinese guys. There's a lot of Chinese people. Look at it's a massive country, dude. Fucking billion people. Wow. I don't know. It's just amazing what we do in this world. Anyway. So the most of that support isn't going to come from like military support. It's going to come from economic support. And the Ukrainians are actually getting a ton of military support. The United States, hang on one second, excuse me. Yeah, the security monitor lizard got me hooked on these things. So basically the entire world has been supplying the Ukrainian military and the Ukrainian people with a lot of arms and armor and a lot of support. And the biggest thing that comes through is the humanitarian aid, which isn't able to really get through simply because of the Russians not being able to, or the Russians constantly putting up blockades. They're they agreed to humanitarian aid and then just sort of reneged on it by like causing conflict in those lines, in those supply lines. So it it ended up and essentially not going through. It was just sort of like a soft blockade, I guess you could call it. Blockade without being a blockade. Okay. So we're gonna go through a little bit of this over in Kiev, and then over in Mariupol, and we will get into why they can't really truly advance so much. So Let's see. 2 Ukrainian policemen were killed, 1 wounded after Russian troops shelled evacuation columns from Bucha in Irpin. So we got shelling, constant shelling over here in, let's see, shelling targets. Me, what do I win? Let's play drink the beer. Ooh, I do. Mango Jones. What does Mango Jones win? Another beer. Oh, sweet. Going for the high score. Good job, Mango. Fun fact, that's the first episode of Family Guy, where Peter goes on welfare. Lizard doesn't allow me out much. Don't worry. Trigger warning, this is combat footage. So we're going to see some shelling. And this is what they're doing. This is residential areas. Now, I want you guys to take a look at this and just examine it a little bit. We will go back to this more in the future because I don't want to belay getting onto... No, the guy that's it's not a fact yet. This is for the court to decide. I'm trying to get rid of that restraining order. So this looks like the aftermath of the shelling. They say shelling could be rockets, and we kind of talked about thermobaric rockets. They're not using those here. There would be a far more destruction. A lot of the shells, they'll explode, they'll take out buildings, and then they'll start a fire. Especially if there's gas lines and everything like that. All it needs is a little spark, and there's a fire. So you'll see a lot of burnt out buildings. It's just added damage from single shells, and these look like this is all residential buildings. It looks like. So keep that in mind. All right, we'll go back to that later on when I bring people in, but I don't want to belay that, or I don't want to sit on this map too much. All right, so a lot of what we've seen in the news is Ukraine is holding strong, very strong. Mariupol is holding. We talked about Mariupol being important as a port. And as far as their strategy, the Russians, that is, it seems to be encircle an area and then shell it until it's shell it into submission, pretty much. So, what is this? Russian troops kidnapped head of... Oh, shit. That's not good. All right. I just didn't want to read that because I couldn't pronounce it. That's terrible. All right, let's move along. Now, one of the reasons it's like I was saying before is you're not gonna get timed out yet. Don't make me ornery. All right, one of the reasons that the Russians can't go through Ukraine is terrain. They have a lot of problems. They have supply line issues, like we were talking about. They have issues with hang on one second while I do this. Supply line issues. They have issues with their troops. Their troops have been going about and kind of like terrorizing neighborhoods, for lack of a better term. Basically, just like taking, looting stores and whatever instead of, grabbing whatever food that they want rather than eating their rations that they were given. And that's not to say that that's like these are the only issues. Sorry, I kind of lost my train of thought for a second because I was thinking about something else. But those aren't the only issues. One of the main things that they've run into is the Ukrainians and their support. And in that support has come RPGs, so rocket propelled grenades. And this is going to be mostly about RPGs and how they work and where they come from, what they're using in Ukraine. So in this video, we are going to see, you're going to see some more combat footage. Trigger warning. But after this, I'm going to start talking more about what we're actually seeing. So this is just to demonstrate exactly how effective just one person with one of these RPGs. In this case, this is there's no sound. This is a LAW. It's a light anti-tank weapon is what it's called. And it's basically just a steel tube, kind of like a RPG. If you've ever seen RPG 7, you've seen these in movies. It's a tube. You pull it open and you can aim it and you just fire away, throw the tube, and that's it. So again, this is for educational purposes. So as you can see, he's pulled the tube out. He's put up the sights. It shows you over here. It's in Cyrillic. So this is obviously not. This is obviously either Ukrainian or Russian weapon. It's obviously not, American, but same exact concept. So this one soldier is about to go head to head against this vehicle that we just saw. Hit the truck, boom. So he hits the truck and bow, boom. And it looks like he hit the he hit pretty damn direct in the cab here. The door swinging open is kind of what got me, because that means that there's a ton of damage on the inside. So probably what happened is I don't think there's anybody on the inside. I'm pretty sure the guys on the inside were taken out, and a bunch of people in the back definitely have hearing damage. They're confused. They've got blast damage. They've got some kind of TBI and shit like that. And who knows? Plus now they've just crashed, so they got to figure out what the fuck's going on. You've got two people that are either wounded or killed. If they're wounded, you have to take them out of there. If they've been killed, we've seen the Russians have been leaving their dead, which is not uncommon, especially in a larger conventional war like this, just to like leave the dead to. Like I said, this is a different kind of conflict. This is World War III type shit. But these soldiers would probably get out, storm around, probably retreat, reconnoiter somewhere else, and try and figure out like what to do next, essentially. But as you can see, all it took was that one soldier with that one little tube to knock out an entire squad, because all of these people are now just like fucked up. Are they functional? Yeah. Can they still fight? Of course. Are they dangerous? Yeah. Get the fuck out of there. But now their truck is disabled. They have to move on foot. They have to carry all of their gear on foot. Some of them are wounded. Some of them are dead. You know, then now where do you go? It's a pretty devastating weapon. And so that went on the way. No, we're not gonna listen to that. We're not gonna watch that. With that, all right. We're gonna move on to something a little bit more advanced, and this is what is kind of in the description. When I said, thank you, Mango Jones, please support Ukrainian-owned Etsy shops here. Check all of those links in the chat. Probably I should be able to put them in the screen. You already sent me that list. Send it to me again, and I will put it in the description so that people can donate. Thank you very much. It's St. Patrick's Day, and I'm working. Everyone have a drink for me tonight. Here's a drink for Widow's Son. Limey. Oi. Yeah. Anyway, that sucks it's working, but thanks for being here. I always appreciate it. Can do. Alrighty. So what are we looking at here on screen? We got what seems to be a very happy guy holding another tube-like device, and some dude crawling around in a bunch of burnt wreckage that used to be a tank at some point. I should be at home shooting whiskey. Yeah, I would get whiskey, but I got to work tomorrow. So, so he's speaking Russian. I don't know if anybody here speaks Russian, but I can't relate. All right. So, I mean, we can kind of figure out what he's saying. He's like, all it took was this one little thing to blow up this tank. Fuck this tank. Fuck the Russians. Yada, yada, yada. That's probably around what he's saying. Side note, all of these little squares that you see on the outside of the tank, those are, I believe those are reactive armor. So what reactive armor is when you fire a projectile at it, is it actually like kind of senses the impact and it explodes out to kind of counteract the force that's coming out at you in order to protect the softer armor underneath. The NLAW, which is what he's holding, is more than capable to, well, defeat that armor, as we've seen. And a lot of that defense, or a lot of that comes from the fact that these tanks aren't protected on the top. Most tanks are not protected on the top. And we've seen pictures of, let me see if I can, there we go. There it is. There we go. Oops, I didn't want that whole ass thing. Thin. All right, so we've seen tanks like this. If you're looking at the screen, I was good at Battlefield 4 on Xbox. What's going on? Fuck Joe Biden. See, why wouldn't you just have? Again, we've been over this. Why wouldn't you just have fuck Joe Biden as your thing? I don't know. If YouTube's shitty about that, I can understand, but whatever. But yeah, I never played Battlefield 4. I played Battlefield 1 was the last one that I played because I never have time for shit. But anyway, so what these gauges would do that the Russians were putting on, and like this one, that's kind of a better better deal. And they have this, they have more of this reactive armor on the top of their tank. What was happening was they're coming up against the Javelin and the NLAW, which is what that guy was doing or holding. And if you have this grating over it, it actually will disperse a lot of the shrapnel and the blast through that grating and disperse a lot of that energy in order to give you somewhat of an armor advantage on the top of the tank. This hasn't worked against the Javelin because we see that we've seen that they've been blown up here and there. Here we go. So they've been blown to shit because of the Javelin, but the Javelin is not what we're going to get into right now. What we're going to be talking about is the NLAW. What are you talking about? What's the NLAW? Why does it do this? There's something called the Jack in the Box effect, but we'll get to that in a little bit. So we're going to watch this video while I wet my whistle and pull up some links. Blam. Ooh, sorry. Didn't mean to blow out anybody's eardrums. That was super loud. All right. NLAW, the soldier's tank killer. Brought to you by Saab. Yes, Saab produces the NLAW, the next generation anti-tank or light anti-tank weapon. Is it like yeah? Just say fuck Joe Biden. Yeah, right. Wolfenstein is way better. I've never played Wolfenstein. I should get into Wolfenstein. But yeah, the NLAW is produced by Saab. So if you're driving a Saab, that company also produces tank killers, which we're gonna go through this in just a second. I was kind of looking at the Jagger. Excuse me. So as you saw, let me play that again. These rockets blow up above the tank. Like I was saying, the armor is softest on the top in the turret. Like it's going to be that way. That's just kind of how you defeat a tank is you hit it on the top. What these weapons have been doing is taking a lot of advantage of the build of the Russian tanks as well, because Russian tanks, now this is actually a self-propelled howitzer. I think it's a howitzer. It's a self-propelled gun. This is an artillery piece, so this wouldn't be used in a battle, tank on tank. You would, propel this. You drive this thing out to the woods where it is, set up an artillery position, and bombard a city. This one possibly ran out of fuel or something like that. Probably ran out of fuel. So, we're gonna see what these NLAWs and the Javelins have been taking advantage of. It's kind of like a design flaw in Russian armor.
Ну там нема ніхуя. Ось все, що внутрі.
So he's walking around, checking it out. He's like, this thing's all fucked up.
Ось все, їба, якась їбатень лежить. Ось все, гільзи. Ну саме інтересне в цьому танку, блядь. Ну да, бачите, ніхуя немає в ньому. Саме інтересне, що воно ще нахуй торпеди даже там внутрі.
All right there. Okay, so what we're looking at here on the screen are their shells. what this artillery piece was going to be firing when it was serviceable. And all these shells have the fuses in. That's what those brass things are on the tip. Those are the fuses, so that they can be easily loaded and thrown at the enemy in order to, cause damage, destruction. All of these are open inside of the turret. So all of this is open. All of these shells are live. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, probably close to 20 live shells just chilling in here. And these are like 155 shells. So 155, 155 millimeter shell is actually going to cause a fucking significant amount of damage. That's a lot of what the bigger roadside bombs or IEDs were in Iraq and Afghanistan, was these 155 shells, because they were readily available, and the Soviets left millions of them sitting around, hundreds of thousands probably, just sitting around. So the Taliban would mix up a little bit of HME, homemade explosive, just some basically fertilizer and gasoline usually, and hook up a battery to a pressure plate, and kaboom, you've got a bunch of dead and wounded soldiers. It's honestly not that hard. Now, that leaves the question of, where are these fucking shells gonna go? Hopefully these shells end up, blown up by the Ukrainian government or something like that. But what I wanted to get into was one of the flaws in the Russian armor. All of these shells are open. They're not protected. And the same is the same thing is visible in their tanks. I believe it's the T-34 Armada is, yes, T-14 Armada. No. Hang on. Copy. No. Yep. Cool. Paste. So this should look a little familiar. This is our T-14 Armada. Victory Day Parade. Russian graphics at Russian Army, Land Forces. Okay. $3.7 million. Expensive. This is really bright. Get out of my face. So the protection. So long story short, this is their main battle tank, and the ammunition isn't protected by armor. The difference between this main battle tank and our main battle tank, the American main battle tank, the M1A1 Abrams, is that, well, not one of the main differences is that that armor protected. Yes, I know the video you're talking about, and that was I have. If you can send me a link to that, I'll show you what's up with it. So, that the shells and all of the ammunition being protected by that armor actually helps protect it against these NLAWs, because as you've seen, what they do is the NLAW, which is what he's holding, flies over the tank, which is what you aim it to do, you program it to do. It's it's basically a smart missile, and the Javelin is the same way, and we'll get into Javelin in a second. But it causes enough concussion over that tank in order to set off the ammunition and cause what's called the jack-in-the-box effect. Now, if I cannot blind myself with this, there it is. All right. Copy. There we go. Paste professional. All right, jack-in-the-box effect. When it comes to tanks, that's why we see like all of these pictures of like pictures like this. So this is caused by the Jack in the Box effect. And what happens is that ammunition ends up going off. It ends up exploding when these rockets hit and causing the entire turret to jump off of the tank. Yes, everybody inside is killed, obviously, because it's a weapon. But the turret jumps off of the tank, and you got to think that turret, this shit that I just had up, that's several tons that just jumps off of that tank. So you have to imagine the amount of heat and pressure and the heat and pressure that's going on. Hang on one second. And Wikipedia tells us the mechanics. If an anti-tank projectile or shape charge blast, which we'll get into shape charges when we get into the javelin in a little bit, manages to penetrate a turreted armored vehicle's hull and subsequently its ammunition storage area, the shockwave or heat and pressure can be sufficient to cause cooking off or sympathetic detonation. Now, there's a little bit of a difference. The sympathetic detonation basically means that all of the ammunition just pops off at once, and that's where you see tanks like this. That's probably more like a sympathetic detonation. Right here, cooking off would probably be more like this one. Cooking off means that the ammunition, it burns, so everything inside the tank is just burning hot. All of the powder is burning. Whereas the sympathetic detonation actually means that the rounds explode, so it causes a lot more damage to the arms or to the armor. And that Widow's Son is posted. Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. I will. I'll go to that right after I read this a little bit. So there's a of the entire load of unfired explosive shells and propellant, and I don't know what. Hang on one second. Let me get this up. Control-C, do paste, enter, say titties. No, armament. A 12-speed automatic gearbox. Mobility. Oh, armament. Why'd you put it? It's 125 millimeter smoothbore cannon, which means it probably fires like a sabot round. Including armor pin, fin stabilize. Yeah. High explosive rounds. Okay. So it does high. Okay. So they do have heat rounds. Okay. That's what I was thinking about. All right. So heat, high explosive anti-tank rounds. Now, a lot of what the M1A1, our main battle tank, actually uses are kinetic rounds. So they'll use depleted uranium. If you've ever listened to this weird ass dude that lies a lot named Von Helton, is fucking weird, dirty slug dick doesn't work or some shit because he was around these depleted uranium rounds. But those are only used in combat because, well, depleted uranium is really expensive. It's 2.5 times denser than steel, so it's able to transfer a whole hell of a lot more energy in a smaller package when fired at a target. Now, that's probably what they're using more when they're firing in. That the Russians are using a whole lot more because they're not firing against tanks a lot. At least not right now, because, well, the Ukrainians don't have a ton of tanks. But then again, neither do the Russians, because there's only about 100 of these Armada tanks. Only about 100. So if there's a different Russian main battle tank that they're using, it's probably more like a first generation, something that they probably just outfitted with better armor, which isn't going to, it's really not going to, cut the cheese or whatever. Yo, what's going on? Two guns, no ammo. Yeah, I saw you in Mango's stream earlier. Like that was fucking painful. Mango, that was fucking painful. That was painful to say the least. But anyway. All right. So this causes a massive instantaneous overpressure in the sealed internal compartment of the tank until it explodes outward through the weakest point in otherwise homogeneous compartment, namely the turret ring, blowing the turret completely off the chassis and into the air in a gout of flame. Jack and Box effect is only known to occur in tanks that are buttoned up, i.e. with all the hatches closed and locked, which makes sense to keep in the pressure, which have internally stored ammunition and no blow-off panels. Let's see. A rupture disc is known as a pressure safety disc, bursting disc, or burst diaphragm is a non-reclosing pressure relief safety device that in most uses protects pressure vessel, equipment, or system from pressurization. So basically the same thing that's on your pressure cooker, the thing that's just like, okay, we're going to let this thing not explode. On the ammunition storage area, and that's extremely important because, again, you're not always going to get the sympathetic detonation. You might get the cook off, and a cooking off is actually pretty terrible to watch. But we won't watch any of that right now. So Liberty Adams has never met people. Not for a second. So, alrighty. Let's see. All right. So I have one more link about the Javelin, and then I am going to I'm going to go ahead and take a very quick break, and I'm going to bring up President Zelensky's speech, and then I will open up the panel for anybody that wants to come in. As someone who also doesn't know how to people, I agree, Mango. Yeah. Two guns, but at least you didn't do that. You didn't write that book. I hope you didn't write that book. That was bad. That hurt. That hurt my face. I wanted to put my head in the saw. All right. So let's talk about the Javelin for a quick second. And then I got one more little bit. All right. Control C. Control V. So provided to you by Lockheed Martin, our favorite defense contractor, of course. Please no, Mango, no part 2. All right, this is why I titled this the 50-pound hammer, because the Javelin has been absolutely devastating the Russian military, the Russian tanks, and it's about 50 pounds. I looked it up and Googled it. And I was like, how much does this weigh? It's about 50 pounds. And that's a big ass fucking projectile that does a lot of damage. Like, look at that thing. That's about as tall as, it's almost as tall as a man. Like, fucking, I mean, a human. You know what I'm saying? Like, that, now, there's a lot built into this thing, and it is absolutely it's absolutely astounding what actually is in these. So and look, you can mount these, and this is what it right here on this Striker vehicle, the 6-wheeled armored personnel carrier. This is kind of our version of the BMP. I would say this is far better because you can attach basically anything to it. You can put an M1 Abrams tank turret on the top of this. How do I know? Because I've seen it. It happened after we got blown up in Iraq. Well, the first time. After a bunch of people set off like suicide bombs in the city. Yeah, that was not cool. But up on top here, this is the Crow system. And basically what it is you have your javelin. If you need your javelin, I guess, mounted to the top, you'd have to replace it after it's because it's a single shot. But you also have a 50 caliber M2 Browning, the Mondeus, up here mounted, and this is all controlled from the gunner inside of the vehicle. So you can just literally be sitting there basically playing a video game, just bow, 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 like killing tanks and stuff. It's pretty fucking wild. Now, you're like, Lizard, get to the point. Why is it so fucking powerful? What does it do? Well, it drops down on top of It drops down on the top of the tank. This is horrible. This is a horrible. Okay. Lockheed Martin. Can I hope you find this because I really want to work in your like PR department. This sucks. I want to do you better. Please hire me. Yeah. So why is it so powerful, Lizard? Is that what they're using in bazookas now? No. This is bazooka is a totally different weapon system, and that's kind of what I had up on the thumbnail. I just looked up. I actually looked up bazooka, and the one of the pictures that came up was an article about the U.S. Army's like new super bazooka. And what it looks like to me, here, I'll pull up the picture. I'll pull up the thumbnail. If I can fucking find it super quick. I gotta get rid of some of these pictures. Sorry. Don't worry. There it is. All right. So what this actually looks like more is a recoilless rifle. So the difference between a rocket propelled grenade or an RPG launcher or anything like that, like the javelin and the recoilless rifle, is one, there's a rifled barrel. It's not a smooth bore, so it's not firing a missile. Two, this is going to be a dumb projectile. It's not going to be smart like the javelin. The javelin you can program. Another thing is like the reason it's called a recoilless rifle, and I can kind of see that by this little bulge in the back that looks like sort of a rocket motor. It's a recoilless rifle because that the amount of energy that's blasted out of the back counteracts the amount of energy that's put out at the front, so you're able to actually stay on target. If this weren't there, you would just fall backwards because this thing would throw you. It'd be like firing a fucking naval cannon from your shoulder. So something akin to this would be the Carl Gustav, which has been prolific in many a war across the world. But these are reusable. The javelin, a lot of man pads. I think the Stingers aren't, and the NLAWs are not reusable. These are, so you can actually carry multiple rounds to fire this one. So that would be the difference between the bazooka. Yes, backblast. Thank you. Backblast area clear. Awesome. Yes, this is an actual missile. So you can actually program it, and we're not gonna play it. So look, they're firing this motherfucker from a robot. Jesus Christ. Kill me now. Actually, don't. And I'm gonna go back just a couple seconds, and I want you guys to watch the hey, what's going on, Mr. Fear? Watch the projectile when it comes out. So, boom. So that little thump, you know. Hold on, let me boom. Look at that. Thank you, Errant Massa, for letting me know that I can go frame by frame with the period and comic keys. I like the Croatian RT-20 recoilless rifle. It looks like a rifle. They bolted an exhaust tube too. Send me a Mango. Put a Discord link so they can send me a message. So this is a Humvee. That thing sucks. I hate Humvees. Anyway, so this thing, you're like, oh shit, it nope. No. Okay, whatever. So it jumps out of the tube before it actually takes off into the target. And the reason for that is it actually bursts out a bunch of water. There's like a little packet of water, and that helps to hide the heat signature of the actual firing mechanism. In this case, it really wouldn't help too much because they're in a Humvee. It's going to be really hot. In the case of like a soldier or something like that, yeah, you might be able to jump over a ridge or something, fire down, and then be able to duck behind that ridge, and they wouldn't be able to see you, and you could get away a little bit more easily. Or you could reconnect with another team that's actually attacking from another position in order to distract them. Two guns. Yes. That's the one. Anyway. And what the Javelin does is, boom, it'll jump up into the air and it'll come directly down on top of the target. Now, this thing can, like, I'm pretty sure they can follow moving targets. I wouldn't. It's got all-weather surveillance technology. Yeah, these things can follow the target and it'll hit the target and basically destroy it. It'll send anything through. Yeah, there you go. There's the Discord. So yeah, I trust everybody here. Sorry about the crickets in the background. Shut the fuck up and get eaten already. God, I fucking hate those things. Anyway, all right. And what the hang on, I had there we go. No. Oh, no, again. It's not what I was fucking talking about. Okay. Control C. Control V. Boom. There we go. All right. Shape charge. That's what I was looking for. All right. So essentially what happens is, or essentially what we got is a shape charge projectile. And what those cages were supposed to do is when that projectile hits, it would actually spread out this shape charge. And what happens with the shape charge is you've got number 5 is your I guess is your trigger. Oof. Oh, it's the 6. Oh, never mind. So you got your explosive right here. Let me make this a little bit bigger. There we go. So we've got our explosive right here, right? This yellow stuff. And what happens is when this is the trigger is actually, or the projectile actually hits something, it sets off this explosive, and this cone right here, number 3, this cone of like copper, usually it inverts and it turns into just like a jet stream of essentially like plasma, and this punches through basically any steel, any armor. It'll just punch right through. That's why the RPG 7s have been so effective. That's why the Panzerfaust was so effective in World War II. It's the same concept that's been used over and over again. We came across these in Iraq in the form of EFPs, explosive form projectiles. And basically what they would do is they would just, hook up an RPG round, a busted RPG round to some wires and let us run over it. And that's what would happen. Another thing that they like to use at the time was the RKG-3, which was a Russian anti-tank grenade. And I haven't yet to see those used in this conflict, but I'm not sure how close of combat that they're getting with these tanks. So the kids give ambiance since you don't have background music. Yeah, I didn't have background music because I just wanted to. I didn't want to fucking talk over it. So plus I didn't find my good one. I don't really like that one. Let me see one sec. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Turn this on. There we go. All right, the mood setter. Mango Jones, the mood setter. So, long story short, these simple weapons, these simple weapons have been keeping the Russian military at bay, along with their incompetence with their supply lines and the outward pressure of the of other nations to actually, like, the economic pressure that's been put on Russia and the social pressure that's being put on Russia as well. And there's not a whole lot of really viable holdouts for like supporting Putin in the United States and in the Western world. Yeah, like even like Fox News and them aren't really trying to actually support this. They're having debates and they're actually like trying to put up an air of like, oh, we don't support this, when they totally fucking do. Well, hence the reason that Tucker Carlson is shown or is like a priority of Russian propaganda of their state TV. They show Tucker Carlson all the fucking time because he's the fucking worst. Like, oh my god. So I'm actually gonna open this up in just a little bit. I am gonna take a quick break. I need to get some like water. I need to get something a little something to eat. But I will be back in just a minute, and I will put the link up here in the chat, post at the top. Anybody that wants to come in can come in, and we will be watching President Zelensky's speech and discussing it and discussing other issues as well. So I will be right back. Thank you all for being here. Hit the like button, share the stream. It's always appreciated that you are here. Boop. Thank you again.
Please remember to like the video, subscribe, and make sure you click the bell for notifications for the next time a video comes out. Share the music with your friends if possible. And underneath this video in the description, there are links to my Spotify, my iTunes, and if you feel like donating to my tip jar, there's a link to Venmo.
Glory to heroes.
Folks, I forgot to put myself on screen. How's everybody doing? Yo, what's going on, Ravenous Bean? Smooth Jazz. Yeah, that was Chris Durham Music Channel, and those were not hippos, those were rhinos. Thank you very much. Mango, don't get timed out. Alrighty. So, I'm going to drop the link for anybody that wants to come in. Hang on, fucking ear popped. Excuse me. I'm going to drop the link for anybody that wants to come in. And hang on one sec. Oh, actually, there's something we could talk about real quick before we get into that. Rip. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ, that is massive. We got a couple things we could talk about. So we can talk about this. Thank you, Two Guns No Ammo. Welcome to the Discord. This is the RT-20 recoilless rifle that they were talking about. Holy fucking shit! That is a massive. That just looks futuristic. Not gonna lie, that's actually a anti-material precision rifle. What's the caliber? 20 millimeter, 20 by 110 millimeter. Oh my god! Stop that. The 20 millimeter caliber. Okay. 20 millimeter caliber is common firearm bore diameter. Yeah, I've seen these fire before. Not this particular one, but a 20 millimeter, 22 millimeter rifle. It's just a massive fucking round. Like you're trying to punch through a tank. It's an anti-tank rifle. It's just a bigger gun. It's fucking ridiculous. Thank you so much for that. Thank you. Thank you, Mango. And I will get to those in just a second. There it is. Control-C. Control-V. Boink. All right. Oh my god. It's removing a mine. Nuclear Russian or Ukrainian forces place the mine. These mines need a lot of pressure to detonate and can be made. So blast radius of that mine is not small trigger. So this is actually an anti-vehicle mine, or anti-material mine. It's not an anti-personnel mine. Anti-personnel mines are actually not designed to kill. They're designed to maim. So when you step on an anti-personnel mine, something like a toe popper or something like that, it's meant to slow down whatever foot patrol is moving through the area. Will they kill you? Yeah, they can. You know, you can, but there are different types of mines. Some are designed to kill, but the main purpose is to maim and slow down a squad. Because you can imagine if you have someone who gets their foot blown off, they can't walk. So you got to carry them. So that takes probably 2 people to carry them. 2 people that don't have the ability to use their weapons or move, shoot, communicate quickly. But this anti-tank mine or anti-vehicle mine would, if he were to like throw it or something, I think he just like places it on the ground. If you were to say like throw it into a ditch or something, or throw it down a ravine, it might cause enough pressure for it to go off. But if say a car were to run over it, yeah, it could cause enough pressure for that thing to actually, it would just annihilate that car. There's about, I think, so it's probably somewhere between 10 and 20 pounds of explosives in there, and that will just absolutely decimate anything. I did have a video earlier of Russian tank that had hit a mine, but I don't have that now, and you're the best. All right. My ears, like, I think I got like soap in my ear earlier, but enough of that. All right. Was there one more? There's one more thing I need to do. Hold on. Oops. Before I start letting people in. And I want to thank everybody for being here. I always appreciate it. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe, and share the video. Always want it. Let's see. Caps like donate. Control V. Boom. Alrighty. Save changes. Oh. Okay. All right. Well, here we go. Too easy. Control C. Did you know why? All right, whatever. I guess because it was scheduled in the future, I can't edit that. But there we go. Boom. Ciao. There's that. And there will also be Control C, double Control V. Point. Alrighty, for anybody that wants to come in, I'm gonna put a little music in the background.
Greetings, guys, it's the show.
That's not music. What am I looking for? What are we looking for? Put on music in the background. History. There it is. There it is. Alrighty. Muzak. Everybody subscribe to Ravenous Bean on Twitch. Rav. You know what? I keep forgetting that I don't have. This isn't the main channel. But oh great, 30 onions. 30 fucking onions. All right. I shouldn't let you in simply because you reminded me of that.
Oh, I'm 30 onions, maybe 35 at most.
Yeah. 32, I can see.
At 40, but you know. Anyway. Hey, Two Guns.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hold on, Two Guns.
Hi. Talking about war stuff.
Yes, actually,
Yeah.
I did have a kind of serious question.
Okay.
Okay, so Lizard knows that I'm like right down from Fort Jackson, that I do have friends that are military spouses, and you know, a bunch of them are like, hey, don't ask us what's going on because we don't know, right? And currently they are taking volunteers to send over to Poland, you know, help with the refugee efforts, all of that stuff. But the biggest question I have is, with it still being a traditional war in this sense, when might we have to see U.S. involvement with the military? Because, you know, you've got all these other forces from surrounding areas that are in talks with the Ukrainian president and working with them. But for once, the U.S. is kind of like only doing a volunteer basis. When would they want to intervene?
So, was that for me or for the group or
Anyone that can give like an honest answer about it, because
so?
at this point it's kind of confusing. Like we saw what happened with Iraq and Iran and Afghanistan, and where the U.S. involvement happened on a not volunteer basis.
So, part of the reason is so the U.S. military actually does a significant amount of humanitarian stuff around the world.
Of course.
So like you're saying, the refugees coming in Poland, U.S. involvement in this conflict is significantly different. Simply because it's another kind of like another World War I scenario where if the U.S. gets involved, now everybody gets involved, and that's one of the biggest contentions of the no-fly zone.
Right.
Is if we put a no-fly zone, we have to send in U.S. troops. Somebody has to enforce that no-fly zone. So that means that there's going to be a soldier in an aircraft that's going to be enforcing that. That might be by killing Russian soldiers. So at that point, it's essentially an act of war. I know Putin has said, "Hey, this is going to be an act of war if you do enforce this no-fly zone." And Russia isn't doing the best in Ukraine as far as like the skies go anyway.
Yeah.
So but it's still troubling because Ukraine they're limited on resources.
Yeah.
It's
just it's weird looking at it because, you know, with the U.S. military involvement in other wars that they really shouldn't have been involved in, let's all be honest, seeing this war play out the way that it has without U.S. involvement beyond a volunteer effort is kind of weird.
It's also, you got to look at the fact that, and I keep bringing this up, the supply line issues.
Yeah.
COVID started in 2020.
Yep.
And we've been having issues and economic strife and political, social unrest and all of these issues all around the world. This is a global problem.
Right.
So looking at it like that, people don't want to get involved. So the best thing to do is to just not do that. And that's why, even the Russians are losing support in their own country. We've got a sanction after sanction from country after country. And everybody's in support of the Ukrainians because the Russians essentially just went in and did the thing. They invaded a sovereign nation. And like you were saying, it's opposed to a traditional war, a conventional war, which would mean like one sovereign nation versus another sovereign nation, as opposed to like an insurgency like we would see in Iraq, where a lot of the beginning was like a conventional war where you're fighting the Iraqi army, but then that devolves into an insurgency because the government breaks up, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
And that's what we would see here if the Ukrainian government were to like break up and say the murder plot for Zelensky actually went through, then that would dampen morale, people faction out and things like that.
Okay, so essentially, when it comes to the untraditional aspects of what happened in Iran, Iraq, Afghanistan, all of that, it was stuff that the general public, especially down here in the South, because apparently we're all fucking stupid and don't know anything about war, there were things that happened that we were not informed of, which caused it to switch from being a conventional war into insurgency.
I'm not sure what you mean. 100%.
Well, I mean, I'm just going based off of what you said.
Right.
It started out as conventional. And
right.
then it devolved. There were things that happened that we as the general public, civilian public, were not informed of that caused it to devolve in that manner, which is why so many people are just like, oh, yeah, fuck Iraq, Iran, Afghanistan, ISIS, all this other bullshit, when it's really not happening to that level that it was when it was still a conventional war.
I'm a little confused on what you're trying to get at, but like, with, I don't know. I'm a little confused on what you're getting at, but maybe Two Guns can take it.
Not really, honestly. I think it's not necessarily the easiest thing to quantify.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like, I never served. Quick credential check 0, except I'm a gun nerd.
Right.
And I watch all of Gun Jesus's videos. That's where I'm at. That's it. But I think about this has me thinking about Vietnam. Which was it? Because did it devolve that way? I don't know enough about the actual war, but my understanding was that there was like the North Vietnamese some type of government structure trying to usurp the democratic one or whatever, and we went in to try and prevent that and failed horrifically. So I think I don't know how, it's definitely useful in the broad strokes to talk about a traditional war versus a nation states warring versus, as opposed to nation states trying to extricate a problem with violence and its military. And I think the parallels between Iraq and Ukraine are interesting in that like we went into Iraq under false pretenses, right? Bad intel, maybe manipulation, basically to control resources, whatever. Pick a thing. They didn't have chemical weapons. Right. They didn't have a lot of things, but to be fair, they had them before. Right. Saddam Hussein was like an evil guy for real, though. you know, and deposing him wasn't a bad idea necessarily. The execution, you know, but basically built on at worst lies and at best,
Right.
you know,
I mean, was
bad
it
intel.
It essentially wasn't our right to go into Iraq and depose and essentially murder this guy. And if you want to boil it down to like, oh, you know, I stole a fucking candy bar from a shop and the cop shot me in the chest. Like, it's kind of the same. It's like, does the state have the right to like take you on like that if you've done something wrong? How do you? I mean, you're talking about quantifying. I know, honestly, that's kind of a bad analogy, but like,
I think I get what you're driving, but like what I mean to get at, and I'm stoned and going very slowly, is and probably losing my train of thought by now, but there it goes. It's off the cliff and dead. It's all your fault. God damn it!
It exploded.
Warfare. The casus belli. The reason. The declared reason for a war. Okay, it's 2002 when we go into Iraq, hot off the heels of 9/11. And our government is telling the people that we think Saddam had something to do with it, and also he's a super evil guy, and
right.
we should this is probably a good time. And that was like half true, you know, at best. But at the time, we and the world pretty much bought it, right?
I bought it.
So did I. I mean, I was 12 years old, but like, you know, insofar as I could, and you know, the difference is that we weren't trying to take an actual bite out of Iraq, nor did we try to take a bite out of Panama when cruise missiles went in to try and deal with that dictator. I don't know much about that situation. You know,
I'm not too familiar.
We didn't try to like America's fucked in a lot of ways, especially in its meddling on the world stage, often with its special forces and secret shenanigans.
Our foreign policy is leaves something to be desired.
You can definitely point at the U.S. and find a lot of evil, but at no time have we gone in like imagine if we invaded Canada, you know, Fallout style. Okay,
right?
We want you, and we don't give a fuck. We speak the same language mostly.
Yeah.
Like we have extremely similar cultures, extremely similar sets of values, which grow closer by the year.
Right.
But you know, a successor to Trump or whoever, say, was like, we want your shit.
Right. Yeah, like they got all these resources.
Hey, Europe. Those guys, fucking Nazis. You sure? Yeah, we're sure. Like,
yeah, those are Nazis for sure. Yep.
We like staged a video.
Yeah, and
to prove it. You staged it. You say, yeah, we're invading now. We're gonna go like bomb their hospitals. Okay.
Yeah.
Like,
and
it's like almost verbatim what's happening over there. Including like population densities and shit. Like,
it would be even more akin to it if like Canada had the same amount of resources as Ukraine, because Ukraine has like, it's basically somewhat strategic, I guess, for the Russians, but it's just a territory for them to have, and to like for like the Russians to essentially like oppress. But like, there's nothing there. They're not going to take. It's not like when the U.S.
oil and natural gas there, a fuckload of it.
A fuckload.
And I think it was John McCain who said, I heard this. I didn't hear him say it, but I heard that he said it, that Russia is a gas station posing as a nation.
That's actually,
which is brutal, but like
pretty damn true.
Evidently,
their military is like what is it, like pipeline units that will
Yeah.
build entire pipelines for fuel to get to the front lines. And I didn't realize that Ukraine had so much fuel and
I think
natural
that's
gas
a relatively
or oil and natural.
recent revelation.
Like,
if I'm not
that's-
I
mistaken.
mean, it's
That's part of the reason why Ukraine wanted to be as sovereign as they are, because they wanted to protect their assets as well as their people. Because when you have someone like Putin who is after those assets, who wants to have this sort of control over the majority that he can, they want to make sure that they're in the clear to do what they need to do to protect themselves, because he's a bitch.
which definitely makes sense because it would cost Russia a shitload more in money and resources in order to get like what they need out of like Siberia, as opposed to just invading Ukraine and taking the infrastructure that's already there, rebuilding it after they destroy it, and then going
that's
from there.
That's part of the reason why Russia has been planning this for 10 plus years, and Ukraine has been planning retaliation for 8 plus years. Like, they knew this was going to happen.
Oh yeah, the Ukrainians have been just like standing by, waiting, training for this shit, and it's not like that's why they're ready to give out weapons to their citizens. They're just like, yeah, like, we knew this was coming, guys.
You know what? Fuck all the people that talk about how they're staged things because of those wooden weapons. Those wooden weapons are super fucking important. Like, when I was a Boy Scout troop leader, I wish we would have had something like that, because it would have been so much easier with the younger scouts to give them the wooden cutouts and be like, okay, this is what this is what this does, this is how you hold it, without having to put a weapon in their hands and be like, okay, are we sure that it's not loaded? Because that's a 7-year-old.
Yeah. And like, I've even in the army, you don't even, a lot of times you won't even use your real weapon. You'll use it's normally the Op 4, the opposing force, that the guys who play the enemy, they'll have a fake weapon or something like that, or you just never have your magazine in the weapon, and it's essentially the same thing. The rubber duckies are just a plastic resin with a big metal with a barrel in it. That's it. That's all. And it just feels the same weight. So they're really important training tools to get someone to understand how this thing functions. Like 30 Onions was was talking about in her stream this morning with this horrible Two Guns was there. That fucking horrible like that kiosk interaction.
I'm sorry, and I'm not sorry.
Yeah, he's like, all right, I'm getting a headache again.
I tortured y'all, and I will do it again very soon.
Fucking
look, I ain't saying I didn't love it, but it was still painful.
Dude,
Okay,
I was at work looking at 4 hydraulic saws, and trust me, every second she kept going, I was just like, yeah, that's a 1,500-pound vise. I'll take it.
Oh,
But-
To the face.
All right, you guys had, a giggly chick that had to stop and be like, wait a second, why are you so dumb? At least y'all had that between everything,
Mm-hmm.
not just like a regular ebook.
That's at least fair.
Oh, yeah.
And
No,
fucking-
I had many observations and questions, and many extant of both.
all of the observations. Fucking Rev, that reading woke me up more than my coffee. That's saying
Yeah,
something from the
no,
ravenous
agreed.
bean.
I had a
Shit.
Red Bull
I'm
and a
so
huge
sorry.
coffee, and like,
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? What are you even saying?
my
That woman has not been outside of her house without her husband since she's been married.
That's why I
And the
kept
only-
telling her to go touch grass and maybe smoke some grass. Like, it'll do her good. Okay.
She's not allowed to touch her husband's lawn. No, he takes
Oh,
too good
she's-
care of that. That's why.
She's only allowed to touch him when he says it's okay, because
Mm.
she's conservative. She has to be
Of
readily
course.
available.
Oh, that's so. Oh my god! if that term comes up in that book, I'm going to lose my fucking mind.
Just remember, that's book 1. Book 2 got removed from Amazon.
Okay,
Yeah,
if book
it was
1
up for a
is
while. It got removed from Amazon. Book 3 is available, but book 2 was so bad they removed it. Like something happened, some sort of copyright thing. It got
Okay.
removed.
Oh, yeah, maybe it was plagiarism of like fucking Facebook. Oh my god! Like
The entire like alt-right community of Facebook was like, "Yo, you're stealing all our memes, bro. We want royalties.
Like, no, we
Pretty
can't have
much.
this.
You're
Like,
stealing our memes, dog."
Yo, the fucking Proud Boys fucking filed a cease and desist. Like, yo, just you can't just do that,
Fucking rude.
dude. Oh my god.
it's
Okay,
okay. Tomorrow night, as of right now, we are going to get into part 2 of that book.
Oh my god.
I hope my body can take it.
Oh,
I
I
wish didn't
will.
have to work on Saturday. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I'm going to start at about 9. Go from 9 to midnight. I'm going to open up the panel so people can be on screen with me and I can watch their reactions as I read. And it's going to be
No.
great. Let's do that.
I'm saying I wish I didn't have to work on Saturday so I could get fucking schmammered. 'Cause there's no way.
I'll
I'll
get real dumb for that. I'm game.
Oh man, I'm down. Yeah, everybody, Mango, post your link. You know, I'm pretty sure everybody here knows who you are. Okay. All right. So, you're gonna want to be. Yeah, you're gonna want to be schmammered for this, folks.
Oh boy.
Oh, like I'm going to be
Schmammered.
so completely
Oh.
sober and it's going to be terrible.
Fuck you. No.
Someone has to be.
Well, I was sober this morning when I was reading it to everyone.
Yeah.
Why?
How?
Why
How
would
did you
you
do
do
that? And why?
Well, I was also on the clock and like in between meetings.
Oh, I'm telling your boss.
Oh, yeah.
in trouble.
Please tell Disney how I was ignoring escalation calls and doing that instead.
Hey, Disney.
There's this chick on the internet named Mango Jones. I don't know her real name, but you know, she's Mango.
Random
Oh.
pivot, but like back in the early days of the tragic shit, before like, when right after Trubisky ousted him, because I was there. He was trying to dox me too, and all he had was trying to make sock accounts with the company he thought I worked for in the title, along with 2 guns.
Oh,
it was extremely pathetic and
the
hilarious.
thing is,
I was just sitting there banning him, and he was pissed, so he started banning other
Mm.
socks, and then he just started making those instead. I was like,
so Tragic keeps trying to say that he knows about the person behind White Boy Rumble Rants.
I don't even know who that is.
Oh.
That's me.
Oh,
Hi.
hi.
The thing is, Tragic keeps saying
How
that.
embarrassing.
He continues to say that, but he's in a shared server with me still to this day. I am in a server with him, and he hasn't said shit to me. What do you know, Tragic? Who do you think it is? Tell me, please.
He's just
He
scared.
didn't know. He
I'd
doesn't.
love to know.
Well, you are a woman with an opinion, so
Yes, and that's why so many people hit me up in my DMs telling me to shut the fuck up. It happened on Twitter today, like 3
pretty
different
rude.
times.
don't forget about the penises. There's lots of penises.
Oh,
No, there aren't because of my
Good.
message settings.
See?
good.
That was a setup.
Very
Was
good.
it? Was it?
Yeah, to talk about
Well,
your message
that
settings.
explains. I mean, yeah, good on you.
Explains why I didn't get a
I'll have to
response.
try a different approach.
Okay.
My only source of flirting.
Before, I guess before we get into the
Yeah.
the speech, oh, she's doing her thing. We can take a look at some dumbness coming from the cows. One of those being, well, not Tragic, but Negs.
Okay.
go ahead and open this original. Oh, there we go. Blow this up for you folks. Boom, boom, boom.
Folks.
And this is Negs. Here, let me put this on screen. Bam. Negs is, I guess, Peter McNashy. Who cares? Twitter is garbage. Doesn't really matter. But oh boy, decides to jam on, and this is like a week old. Don't worry. So he decides to jam on about imagine making everything about colonization that never directly affected you, while Ukrainians literally die while being invaded. If your argument is always someone's skin color, you may be a racist. And like, yeah. I know those aren't in conjunction, but he goes on with, or he gets a response from the person he was fucking talking to, who was Nietzsche, who's a Native American woman, as far as I know. And she responds with, colonization is still going on, and the indigenous community stands in solidarity with Ukraine, unlike you. Just at me next time, you fucking pussy. Exactly. Because Negs, you are a pussy. If you ever see
Got
this,
him.
which he's not going to, because he's got better things to do, like figure out how to make his YouTube fortune last until his mom lets him inherit the house. Anyway, but yeah, she sums everything up perfectly in this one little tweet. Yeah, it's still colonization. She can still relate these concepts that she has studied, and she understands, like colonization of Native Americans by white people, by Europeans, and using that history and that knowledge to actually go and relate that to a modern day thing is something completely fucking foreign to someone like Negs and Tragic and Dark Ninja and all those other idiots, because they can't hold two concepts in their head at one time. And I alluded to this a while ago, and I got fucking, or Lizard got stripped from streaming, so when he mentioned that a while ago, keep the bit going, dude. When he mentioned that a while ago, you should have been paying attention. But it's pervasive across all of the cows, whether it's Shani, Negs, Rev, G-Man. It doesn't matter. They can all hold. They can't hold two concepts in their head at the same time, so they can't relate one thing to another.
Yeah.
Regarding like any current events.
Except
So,
Nietzsche really didn't need to say anything about it, because he really was not talking about her. Negs hates Nietzsche because Nietzsche is an active follower of Tragic and is actively involved in Tragic and Dark Ninja's communities. And she called Nova a chomo apologist.
Oh, well, look who's talking now.
Yeah.
Projection.
But
So,
no, just go to Peter McNashy, because Peter McNashy is Negs. It's been confirmed. Yeah. That's for sure Negs. And Negs is mostly referring to people within the DC media community that aren't DC media.
Okay.
That talk about this type of thing. Because he does watch DC media's friends' streams. He does watch out for what they do. He doesn't care about Tragic's community beyond just like shitting on Tragic.
Okay. So that clarifies a few things. However, point still stands regardless of her scruples or lack thereof. Oh,
that's why we put snakes in the chat when she shows up.
Oh yeah, I know. So I've known about Nietzsche for a little bit. I know because you've told me. But the point kind of still stands of the motherfucker can't hold this two concepts in his head at the same time.
No, he can't. I mean, that's why I owe him money.
Yeah. because you own 2 channels, and he doesn't understand that, like, this isn't everybody's fucking job. Like, there's, it speaks to the fact that the motherfucker has nothing else going on in his life.
Oh, there's someone on the
Like-
archive named Sam who clearly
Uh-oh.
has something else going on in his life, because I had posted
Sam, interesting.
3 weeks ago about how I was taking the weekend off because Small Human was sick. You remember that?
Mhm.
Because I was DMing you like, oh fuck, what do I do? But I uploaded the 16th and the 17th posts, and the 17th is the one that I uploaded on February 19th that got my channel shut down. Sam posted 12 days ago, oh, it's been over a month. No, it hasn't even been a month, honey. Do you really
Sam sounds
have
familiar.
Sam Sleaze? You've probably seen his comments on the archive,
Yeah.
where it's just like boring, bad, no good, just minimal shit. Is your life really so boring and bad that you're waiting around for me to upload on an archive channel?
I have a confession to make.
Are you Sam Sleaze? Are you
You gotta
waiting
go take
for
a
me?
Yes, it's me. It's me. There's nothing else in my life but you. Especially specifically on that archive.
Yeah, the archive that you didn't know that I ran. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, I posted a community post today, and I was like, okay, so I've had real life stuff happen, and I had a forced hiatus because of a community guideline strike. So hopefully people understand. I even said that, like, there's a video on my main channel about what happened, because I don't want to just be like, oh, hey, you guys, my ex shot himself in the head. Give me sympathy.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
not-
that's not your style. And yeah, you've seen in the last like 2 days me doing just this, switching, immediately having to switch over to another channel. It's really fucking hard.
Yeah.
It is really hard to get somebody to simply click a button.
Yeah.
Just like, and that's why, BGTV, and I stole this from him. That's why I'm trying to always say click the like button and stuff like that. He's always saying, because a closed mouth never gets fed. So it's really difficult. You have to like encourage people to fucking do it, and to get somebody to go to a whole ass other channel. Yeah, it's pretty fucking difficult. But
I know people on the archive aren't going to go to my man channel because I've
man channel.
Yeah. I've never put it out there. Like,
So where you go and
I don't put that
reverse
on
drag?
the archive. I talk about things I like, because I don't like negs. So why would I talk about them?
wait. If a man dressing like a woman is drag, is a woman dressing like a man drag not?
Jesus fuck. Okay, that's it. I'm about to leave.
God damn it, where's the audience for that one? That was gold. Fucking see, Mr. Fear gets it. LOL. Yeah, clip that, send it to drag.
Mr. Fear, I'm so glad that you showed up to my live chat as Mr. Teeth earlier.
Mr. Teeth.
No, the PFP was just like a face of teeth. It was very concerning and confusing.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Ew. No,
Yeah.
don't.
I
You'll get blocked.
clicked that
Get
and I
outta
was just
here with
like,
that.
hi,
No.
nice to see you. I don't think I've seen you here before, but okay. Like, oh, I'm Mr. Fear. Oh, you better
Oh, okay. That's yeah. I'm terrified now. Sorry.
be. Yeah, right. This book was bad enough, but that just made it worse.
Oh, that book. The Blacks.
Excuse you, the Black Youths.
Utes. It's the Utes.
Just tell me they look like military age males, and we'll be on the same page. Like,
they are college aged.
College ages, of course. Because
because the main character, she's going for her graduates in gender studies. Because she's never met a liberal in her life.
God, I just want it. If you guys post your link again, because fuck, that book is horrible.
I felt my brain dying.
I love y'all. I don't know.
No, you don't.
Look, I'm not.
Not after that.
I'm not even mad. I'm just like describing my experience. That's all. I'm a little dumber as a result of those 4 chapters.
Okay. Well, that's understandable. So am I.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're in this together.
That's why I kept dying laughing over certain parts.
Mm-hmm.
And I would pause and be like, wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
So
it's bad. It's real bad.
I would rather have died from exposure.
Yes, we talked about that.
I would rather freeze to death slowly.
No. Okay, so when I told Lizard exactly what I was going to be doing when I decided on a content change for this morning stream, his exact words to me were, I just want to stay here and die from exposure. And I was like, nope. Look, I help you with all this shit. If I have to suffer through this, so do you.
It was a really nice day in the woods. I got to I found some cool rocks. I saw some really pretty ducks. And then Mango texted me and she's like, by the way, check out this book I'm going to read. I don't even remember the description because I kind of like blacked out for a little bit. And then I was just sort of like, yeah, I'm just going to die from it. I was looking like on either side of me at the time was like a fucking swamp bog type deal. I was like, man, that looks pretty fucking inviting. You just breathe that water in. It's brackish. It's cool. It's fucking face down, ass up. Why not? Nobody's going to find me for a while.
Okay, Widow's Son,
Jesus
I get it.
Christ.
The cooking videos from brunch were terrible. Okay, I get it. I know, because when I showed Lizard the first one, he about died, and I was like, "Thank you, fuck you." But I'm just gonna keep torturing everyone because apparently it gets me views.
Like I said,
Somehow,
no
everybody,
complaint from me.
we all have
Ridiculous.
fucking degradation fetish or something.
You guys just love to hear a giggly white woman read terrible books and judge them deeply.
That
terrible
is a detailed and exact
understatement.
description. Yes.
Yes.
Because I giggle and I tear it down and I question everything, but I still keep reading it.
So, like, is that like a common thing expected of white women to
No, just me.
do exactly what you do?
Just
I gotta admit, you're an extreme minority in my anecdotal experience. Not a critique at all. I'm just saying.
All right.
Anyway,
Let's
I hope I'm not.
do you guys want to watch his speech? Now, I get a few critiques because I actually listened to it live, so I got my own critiques going on. But let me know when you guys want to pause and everything and whatnot.
okay.
It is going to be going off of the translator, so be forewarned about that. And they do switch translators like halfway through. Yeah, because the first translator, you're gonna see why. The first translator isn't doing so hot. It seems like she's either she's either not very good at what she's doing, or she's just sort of choked up. But the second one actually, like, it gets a little bit better. Go ahead.
There's many times where ASL translators, you will see them start out as one, and you'll kind of get confused because the hand motions don't line up with the words, and then it switches because there are some people that just cannot handle translating in certain scenarios, and especially war-ridden scenarios, and you kind of have to change it up because shit gets lost in translation due to personal reasons.
Are you talking about him speaking to the translator, or the
Well, no,
translator
like-
not being able to?
The translator not being able to get the information to the people that need it translated.
The translator is in Congress in the United
The translator is terrible, by the way.
Yes.
Most translators are.
States.
In serious scenarios, translators cannot do their job because they get too wrapped up in their own emotions. And they get too wrapped up in their own shit that they cannot focus in on what is actually happening and mistranslate. That's what I'm saying. It happens all the time.
I can get that. I just don't know if that's what's happening in this one or if she's just really bad, because they definitely switch. They switch because it goes from a female to a male. Like it's very clear. But I'm wondering if she's doing what you're saying and just being too wrapped up, or if she's just bad, because it's actually honestly kind of bad. But I'll let you guys make your own opinions. There's a video in here. I think it's some like 5-minute video or something that he plays. I don't know if they play it through here, because there's an 18-minute version and then there's the 13-minute version. So I picked the 13-minute version so we wouldn't have to watch this video that they produced. So we'll go through.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, members of the Congress, ladies and
Let me know if
gentlemen,
it's
Americans, friends. I'm proud to greet you from Ukraine, from our capital city of Kyiv, a city that is under missile and airstrikes from Russian troops.
Let me know when you want me to stop it, because I'm going to have to at certain points simply to interject. So we'll do this as we go.
Every day, but it doesn't give up. And we have not even thought about it for a second. Just like many other cities and communities in our beautiful country, which found themselves in the worst war since World War II. I have the honor to greet you on behalf of the Ukrainian people, brave and freedom-loving people who for 8 years have been resisting the Russian aggression. Those who give their best sons and daughters to stop this full-scale Russian invasion. Right now, the destiny of our country is being decided. The destiny of our people, whether Ukrainians will be free, whether they will be able to preserve their democracy. Russia has attacked not just us, not just our land, not just our cities. It went on a brutal offensive against our values, basic human values. It threw tanks and planes against our freedom, against our right to live freely in our own country, choosing our own future.
So on that little part, I agree that Russia they invaded a sovereign nation that was trying to essentially do its own thing, and the Ukrainians have, like you guys said, for 8 years been preparing to just wanting to be free and do their own fucking thing. So I don't know if you guys have any thoughts on that.
I mean, it's plain as day. I mean, like we were talking about earlier, like he's just like Nazis, I guess. Even though, like, if I'm not mistaken, the separatist parts that he like wants the Ukraine and the world to acknowledge are not just Russia backed, but also rife with Nazis, if I'm not mistaken. So like, if that's true, and like people know this, you know, so it's an overt, obvious power grab. And it's just he's thinking like it's 100 years ago, Putin, except now we have modern media and cameras everywhere. Idiot.
Right, and right, that's actually a really good point, because I mean, Putin grew up through the KGB, through the Soviet Union.
He's a killer.
I mean, yeah, he's ruthless. He is a like the as far as I know, like the Russian, you know, the strong man of like, oh, I protect Mother Russia. That kind of like mentality is the most desired in Russia. So when you're Putin and you can just be like, yeah, I'll be president this time. It's getting a little shaky. I'm not going to do it this time. And then whatever, I'll become president. I got some ambitions. Am I getting a little sick? Who knows? But like when you can do that, you get a lot of support from a lot of people that see that as like an endearing part of the culture. So Putin has been able to manipulate motherfuckers day in and day out, and he's like I said, was in the KGB, so he knows what the fuck he's doing.
Yeah,
he's not doing it very well.
He's not stupid. I think he's just a little nuts and has been drinking his own bullshit for too long. You know,
that's actually a really good assessment.
I mean, it's only a guess. Like, I'm not inside his head or anything any more than anyone else. But you know, I mean, look at the situation. Like, you know,
that does make sense.
And I think it speaks for itself. And side note, if we can do just a dash of Trump bashing, which I don't do very often. Except all the time in private, but
of course,
seeing him praise Putin over this, and the alt-right and all the extremists and all the vocal crazies are the only ones in the U.S. on board with Putin, and they're like loud about it because they're crazy. For one, has proven pretty conclusively. I'm convinced by Telltale that YouTuber that like. I mean, if I wasn't already, the whole Trump thing is a cult. It's a bona fide cult at this point. People are marrying their religion to their politics all the time now, which is super scary. But more than that, to me anyway, Trump is the most successful failure. He's failed at everything.
Failing upwards personified.
Yes. He was Daddy gave him a fuckload of money, and he's been fucking it up ever since, but he's a pro at it. And go figure that the aspiring failed tyrant would praise the successful one when he does tyrannical
things. Of course.
Go figure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Isn't that fun?
At this point in Trump's life, if you can't aspire to be Putin, what can you really aspire to do when you don't have anything else going on for you?
Okay, you make a point. Yeah, fuck it. Fuck it.
Guys,
might as well, right?
Let off the nukes. You win. You win the argument.
Guys, Trump is Rev minus Shanny plus education plus better connections.
Yeah.
Well, see, if Rev didn't have Shanny, he would still have the money. So that would put him one step closer to being Trump, which is
I don't think Rev would still have the money.
I think he would have. The way that everything was divided up, the way that everything worked out, he had money in savings, stocks, bonds. He had everything lined up to where he would get roughly $32,000 a year from the $700,000 plus.
Yeah,
he would be set for so long if he would
still think. Well, I still think he would have fallen for something ridiculous.
He could have found
I-
another way to burn his money for sure.
I
Yeah,
don't
like
think he
that.
would.
That's that's a good way to put it.
He had a house already for himself. He had his mom's house. He had all of this shit lined up for him. I think that had he never gotten in touch with Shanny, had he just gone on with his alcoholic ways, he would still get his $32,000 a year roughly, live in his mom's house, be set, but just drink his life away because he could. He would have never done the wet
but
brain
he'd
thing where he
also-
signs off his rights to things.
But that's kind of delaying the inevitable, because he essentially would have been at this point he would have just been a 40-year-old severe alcoholic with a house he never took care of, and
But
It would be full of
severe health
roaches.
problems.
It'd be full of
He-
roaches, and he would die young.
he could have, because this is what some people I know that get that type of money do.
Man, I want to go into the universe that is this saga. That'd be fucking wild.
What he could have done was he could have gotten, just like before he met Shanny, before all of the fuck shit happened, he could have gotten a part-time job at some random place and had the extra funds to fund his alcoholism, so that he could have gotten the $32,000 a year to pay his bills, kept up with all the shit, and been like, okay, I'm just a functional alcoholic that makes videos on YouTube. And he could have ignored everything else, but instead he had to sleep with the first pussy he got.
I don't know. You're not making. You're making a little too much sense.
Yeah, like, but can you imagine work?
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest issue.
I mean, I think you're both probably right. Like, I mean, I have a buddy who I visited not long ago who moved into a new apartment for him in a fine part of town, but it's some shitty apartments.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And he, his neighbor directly across the hall from him is basically this character we're describing. Like Rev, who's lived on, I mean, it's nice to have it without working, but $32,000 a year ain't much.
No, it's not a lot of money,
It's
especially
not.
now.
I was in that bracket for a while, and I think a lot of us have been there.
I was there
Yeah.
for my son's ages 3 through 7, actually,
That's a solid
and managed
chunk.
to have my own
Yeah.
place and do all these things.
Yeah. So this guy, I didn't meet him, but this is just the description, is like a trust fund baby who was an alcoholic and or druggie, I forget which, and he just lives off his parents. His either wealthy dead parents, or like the family just give him what he needs to make him fuck off and not be a problem to them. His apartment stinks, and it is full of filth, and literally it's because of him that the whole place is full of roaches.
That's fucking awful.
Yeah, and it's probably it sounded like it was a matter of time before he was going to get evicted over it. But yeah, so that person exists, and Rev very well could have been one of them. I live in Pennsylvania, where he is from, not Scranton, but not too far from it. And take him back, please. Someone get rid of them. Take them away.
No.
Take
I'm
G-Man
in
too.
Ohio. You keep them
please.
over there.
I will pay someone to take a Shanny, Rev, and G-Man out of my fucking state. I swear I can smell the cat piss from here.
You poor soul. Also, if anyone in the chat now or in the future has an issue with German cockroaches, Adavant and Advion cockroach bait gel gets rid of them within 6 weeks. Just saying. Because I live in the South, right by the woods, and German roaches live in the woods, and they do not care. They will infest whatever they can, and that shit gets rid of them in a heartbeat.
Nice.
Real quick, I want to address Mr. Fear, because I don't know if he's still here, but why is it so hard to create a no-fly zone? Is basically too much involvement. Sounds like it would help. Yeah, you kind of hit the nail on the head. It's too much involvement and I spoke about this earlier. It's too much involvement for the U.S. and NATO. It would escalate it to World War III. Basically, the no-fly zone. It's not as necessary as providing anti-air capabilities to Ukraine, and that's what the president is going to speak of, or President Zelensky is going to speak about here in a little bit. He kind of gives an ultimatum, and let's continue on with this because we're 2 minutes into a 15-minute speech.
Desire for happiness, against our national
Let me know when
dreams,
you guys want to stop.
just like the same
Let's stop the
dreams
video.
you have, you Americans, just like anyone else in the United States. I remember your national memorial in Rushmore, the faces of your prominent presidents, those who laid the foundation.
I'm sorry, but the auto-generated like
as it is today,
English
democracy.
captionings are so much better than what this bitch is doing.
That's what I was telling you.
I'm not getting like anything. I'm like not understanding.
Like he's
He's basically just at this point he's basically just hitting the culture points of America. The founding fathers, Mount Rushmore, your reverence.
It's just the way that
the
way that she's saying it. It's
really bad.
It's terrible, and I cannot follow. I don't like her.
Everyone,
I fucking told you guys. I was like,
for everyone
damn.
who works diligently, who lives honestly, who respects the law. We in Ukraine want the same for our people. All that is normal part of your own life. Ladies and gentlemen, friends, Americans, in your great history, you have pages that would allow you to understand Ukrainians, understand us now, when you need it right now, when we need you right now. Remember Pearl Harbor, terrible morning of December 7, 1941, when your sky was black from the planes attacking you. Just remember it. Remember September the 11th, a terrible day in 2001 when evil tried to turn your cities, independent territory.
I don't like her.
I think she's just really bad at her job.
I hate her. No.
She doesn't sound very choked up.
She sounds very robotic.
A lot of I have been streaming so much fucking France 24 and DW News and ABC and all this shit on the ever since this shit started, and I went from getting my news from shit like DP and mother bullshit to I'm just gonna be plugged in because I want a front row seat to World War III, baby. Hell yeah. Bring on the news.
Right.
Fuck it. No, but no, I'm legitimately, I like everybody. That's why we're all sitting here. So I saw this. I don't know if it was live, but it was on one of those live streams. It might have been a pre-recorded. They do like hourly slots. The emotional appeals would maybe hit a lot harder. If not for the direness of a situation, I'd be like, dude, really? You're going for 9/11 and Mount Rushmore and shit? You're just going for it. But given the circumstances, I'm like, yeah, no, what else you got? What else do you know? Throw it all. You'll throw it all. Stick. But I mean, the whole thing of a no-fly zone, to come back to that, is that think of it like speed traps on the highway. What good is a speed limit if there isn't a cop there to enforce it from time to time?
Right.
And it's one thing to go 5 over. It's another to show up in a tank and start shooting other cars. And Russia is showing up in airplanes and shooting other cars. But here's the thing. We have to show up in our airplanes to shoot their airplanes. And as soon as we start shooting their airplanes, and by the way, their radar installations possibly on the other side of the borders outside of Ukraine to actually enforce and apply, like we have to cripple their ability to do shit in the sky. That's what that means, and all that involves the West, U.S. or NATO powers attacking Russian soldiers and their military.
That's actually
it's an act of war. It's an act of war outright.
That's a good point. I didn't even think about because you would have to have some kind of ground attack because you have surface to air missiles, you have anti-air assets that are going to be able to take down fighter aircraft and those protective aircraft. So it's just more escalation. It's like, well, it's kind of like an arms race. Well, you're going to do this, so I'm going to do this. So I'm going to, well, you're going to do that, so I'm going to counter it with this. So I'm going to counter it with this. So I'm going to counter it with that until, well, we just get into an all-out fucking war. And that's essentially where we're at. We're just sort of, the only thing that's off the table right now, I guess, it's sort of sitting on the edge of the table, but on the other side is the nuclear option, simply because I think we've kind of all established that not yet. Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's
We
tough
got
to say.
TikTok.
I mean, really, it boils down to this. Like,
should go, but go ahead.
oh, sorry. Well, nobody, basically nobody, certainly no one in power, wants nukes going off anywhere in the world. Everyone knows that even just one significant nuclear weapon of modern design going off somewhere, that shit gets in the jet stream. Everybody pays for it, let alone a full-on war fallout scenario. You know,
Right.
That assumption almost definitely extends to like Russian senior officials.
Oh yeah,
they have families that they care about. They have lives they want to live. Like,
yeah.
The question on that really boils down to Putin himself and whether he'd be able to get them in the air if he really wanted to. And that's if he wants to.
And excuse me. And the only way I could see like nuclear arms being used in like either a false flag or some kind of terrorist attack like in Ukraine, just being, for instance, a nuclear device like a suitcase bomb type deal going off in a Ukrainian city, and it's just like, oh, they did it, or they're a dirty bomb. There's like, oh, they did, it was someone who snuck out of Chernobyl and they took a bunch of atoms in a suitcase and threw it all over fucking Kiev and killed a bunch of people. And it's just like, well, we haven't believed the goddamn thing that's come out of the Russian government at this point. Well, at least, those of us with a couple brain cells. Admiral Six Killer, I'm fucking looking at you. You're getting your own episode soon. Anyway, but
Fucking bitch won't message me back.
Oh,
me?
No, Admiral Six Killer.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I was gone.
yeah.
There's people in the house setting off the smoke alarms.
Yeah, I just saw your message. But yeah, Admiral Six Killer, she called him out, and he has yet to respond. So yeah. Keep putting up those community posts. I love them. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, let's get back into this because it's getting late and I got to go to bed soon.
Battlefields, when innocent people were attacked from air, yes, just like no one else expected it. You could not stop it. Our country experiences the same every day, right now, at this moment, every night, for 3 weeks now. Various Ukrainian cities, Odessa and Kharkiv, Chernihiv and Sumy, Zhytomyr and Lviv, Mariupol and Dnipro.
Revenant's Bean, I don't like how some Americans are frothing at the mouth for World War III. Yeah, a lot of those people aren't getting the support that they think they're getting. They're getting support from like the base of like the concentrated base of fucking Donald Trump. There's oh yeah, it's right wing.
Right.
I'll do it.
The same people that read and write MAGA hat romance are behind World War III.
Yeah.
Remind me of that shit. And it's
I mean, like
rich Americans push, because they're never gonna fucking have to fight. They're just like, oh, I just want to see this on TV.
Well, I mean, hasn't that always been the case, right?
Yeah,
even pre-America, but
right.
And we just watch the video. I'll shut up.
Russia has turned the Ukrainian sky into a source of death for thousands of people. Russian troops have already fired nearly 1,000 missiles at Ukraine, countless
Jesus.
bombs. They use drones to kill us with precision. This is a terror that Europe has not seen for 80 years, and we are asking for a reply, for an answer to this.
Real quick, I just want to say, I just had a thought. Anybody that's questioning, like, well, shouldn't maybe if they just used drones and did more precision strikes instead of shelling and bombing? One, again, this is a conventional war. It's not like an insurgency. And two, the United States had a like 90%, 90% of the targets they hit were the wrong target for their drones. So
Precision instruments with fucking terrible intel.
Oh, yeah.
Or dumbasses at the controls.
Yeah,
At some level or another.
And it only works if you have the right target.
Terror from the whole world.
You don't just go. You
Wants to ask for-
don't take a surgery patient, put them up on a board, and throw scalpels at them. And that's
Yeah.
kind of that's more like the bombardment approach, and we were doing it with like drones, and it doesn't make sense.
I'm
You
sorry,
never-
is that not how my surgery was supposed to go? Fuck.
You guys never had surgery at the VA, Jesus. Fuck. I still got all these fucking weird ears on my back. Still won't graft them off. Anyway,
Create a no-fly zone.
Only so much you can do.
Safe people.
Okay,
smoke dope, the accuracy will
FJB.
get better.
Military
Possibly.
no-fly zone.
please pause for a second. FJB, look, okay. We know that
Uh-oh.
FJB stands for fuck Joe Biden. Why in the fuck do you have "Let's Go Brandon" underneath the thing? Look, I get it. The right can't meme. The left is terrible at a bunch of fucking shit, but so is the right. But like, just say fuck Joe Biden. I'm a leftist. Fuck Joe Biden. It's that easy.
Hey, where's my $2,000, Joe?
Thank you.
Honestly, like hating on Joe Biden is probably the right's best method to like getting good with Democrats if they want to.
But at the
Because
same
no
time,
one likes Joe Biden.
But at the same
Yeah,
time,
but, like-
saying "Let's go Brandon" instead of "fuck Joe Biden," it
But that's-
destroys the whole point. Like it.
It's kind of like wearing a T-shirt that says "I'm against child rape." It's like, yeah, the vast majority of people are. Trust me, you don't need a T-shirt for it.
No,
I'm
but
just
I mean,
saying.
what if someone thinks that I'm like in favor of it? Whatever. Oh, they gotta know for sure.
No, but you know,
Does that mean
let's
you
go
want to
Brandon.
fuck Joe Biden? Yeah, that is the worst meme ever.
I hate it.
Now I don't
hate
know. I hate everything about this, but like for real, dude, just put the fuck Joe Biden. I understand if it's already taken, everything like that. YouTube has
Clearly,
rules,
it
all that
says
good
FJB,
shit.
but like on his profile picture, he can very easily have "fuck Joe Biden" underneath the FJB. They won't take him down for that. That's freedom of speech. That falls under the guidelines. That falls under the rules. He won't get in trouble for that. That is purely a right-wing meme, and he's going to claim "I'm a legend." Clearly,
I am a legend. I'm a legend.
oh, but you're not. You look stupid with the "Let's Go Brandon" because it's dumb.
You and Dark Ninja.
Oh, they should team up.
Y'all both got sweet moves, bro. Go kick ass with your IBS.
Hey now, hot girls have IBS. Just saying.
Hot girls have internet blood sports.
Oh no, irritable bowel syndrome. Internet blood sports is dead. It's gone. It's not worth it.
Oh, well, yeah, we know that. I mean, at least
Internet bowel sports. What?
bowel sports. Oh, is that what
Yes,
Dark
hello, I'm
Ninja
here for
calls
the
it?
bowel sports. Where do I
Is that what
sign
Dark Ninja calls it when he gets fucking,
Hi.
plungered by by tragic?
Yes,
Ugh.
it's exactly what he calls it.
Ew. I just gave myself a gross thought.
This is why you have us here.
You're welcome.
No.
I assume my check's in the mail.
Yes.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
You get a cut of my $0.00 a day.
Yes.
I quadrupled that not too long ago. So
Oh yeah,
there
yeah.
you go.
You know,
Yeah.
my $0.00 a day.
Bro, you got a 400% raise. That's crazy. Wow. Such a great employer.
I do too much for nothing.
That was the best part of this entire stream. I'm glad I did a lot lighter stream than just like showing combat footage. 'Cause I'm kind of tired of showing combat footage. It sucks. I have rifled through a lot in the last several weeks, and a lot of it has not been good.
Every time Funker 530 posts, like I get messages from the actual website as well as the YouTube channel, and I'm just like, oh shit. No.
Yeah,
no.
See, I wanna see it, but at the same time, like they did a lot.
I still have a bunch
of actually I still have a bunch of like research and stuff in the background for another stream. I didn't realize I was gonna have so much time. But yeah, Widow Son, you're 100% correct. When the rich wage war, it's the poor who die. Jean-Paul Sartre, I believe, is the correct pronunciation. But I think is what is it? Napoleon said, what is it? Soldier will fight long and hard for a piece of colored ribbon, which honestly I disagree with a lot, because you don't fight for a fucking medal. I don't give a fuck about medals. Like I've never.
Yeah,
It's
isn't kind of the whole point. Like you did something.
Yeah, you did the thing, and
or selfless. or impressive.
The right
did the
likes
thing and
to
you
believe
won.
that you did this so that you could build your ribbon rack. Because like when I was, in JROTC, went on to ROTC, all that shit. My ribbon rack was pretty stacked, but that was because I was bored. Like they don't understand. There's a lot more to it, and they believe the ROTC and JROTC ribbon rack stack. They don't understand what actually happens outside of it.
Kind of sounds like the Boy Scouts or something, where you're just like, or Girl Scouts or whatever, like complete a task to get her. Like, no, that's not.
Yeah. No, see, the right doesn't understand. The right does not understand the actual military is not like ROTC and JROTC. They think that you just stack ribbon racks because of shit you do, not because of actual service.
No, I did the thing and then I got the ribbon because I did the thing. Like,
well, they don't think
the only
that.
time the only time I knew what I had to put on my dress uniform was when we had to put on our dress uniforms. It's like, okay, is this accurate? And they're like, no, does it reflect your DD-214 or your ERB? And I was like, I don't know. And they're like, you're an idiot. Go check. So then I wanted to go to the PX and buy a bunch of shit that was way too expensive because it's super fucking
JB, you're so cute. I did Air Force JROTC. I did Air Force ROTC. I also was a Boy Scout troop leader for 7 years. You want to go? I bet I can outshoot you.
Damn.
Also, that's chic, not chick.
Yeah. It's really cute how you think your opinion matters when you say, let's go Brandon instead of fuck Joe Biden. Because I can say it. I'm a leftist. Fuck Joe Biden. I voted for Biden. Fuck Joe Biden.
He's a dipshit.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he is.
He's a big old dipshit.
FJB, yeah. I do believe there's still a link in there if you want to come in and talk. I'll talk to you.
I just reposted it. And if you want to, I'll drop out. Well, you can talk to any individual you would like, but I'd like to listen to the Ukrainian president talk for just a little bit longer because he does have some things to say.
He does,
regardless of how
terrorize
Shitty
our
the translator
free
is.
cities. If this is too much to ask, we offer an alternative. You know what kind of defense systems we need, S-300 and other similar systems. You know how much depends on the battlefield, on the ability to use aircraft, powerful, strong aviation to protect our
Made it all the
people,
way to Eagle,
our
eh?
freedom, our land,
Neat.
aircraft that can help Ukraine, help
I was a Cub
Europe
Scout.
I
and
helped with Eagle Scout projects for many years.
exist, and you have them, but they are on Earth, not in Ukraine, in the Ukrainian sky. They do not defend our people. I have a dream.
I'm
These
using that.
words
No
are known
problem.
to
Take
each
care.
of you.
We're
Today,
we're
I
not
can say,
going for
I
terribly longer. Probably only another about 10 minutes, Blue Lamp. So you're not gonna miss a whole hell of a lot more. Take care, and hopefully you enjoy your music. Thank you for
have
being
a
here.
need.
Always appreciate it.
I need
Please
to protect
like and share
our
and
sky.
subscribe
I
to the
need
backup channel.
your decision, your help, which means exactly the same you feel when you hear the words, I have a dream. Ladies and gentlemen, friends, Ukraine is grateful to the United States for its overwhelming support, for everything that your government and your people have done for us, for weapons
Yeah,
and
it's like a
ammunition, for
Dark Ninja
training, for
simp or
finances,
something.
for leadership
Oh,
in
it
the
has to be.
world, which
It's
helps
easy.
us to
That's fine.
pressure
I
the
have a
aggressor
job to go to
economically.
tomorrow.
I'm grateful to President
Oh,
Biden
so do
for
I.
his
It's
personal
crazy.
involvement, for his sincere
She's
commitment to
TFO.
the defense of Ukraine and democracy all over the world. I am grateful to you for the resolution which recognizes all those who commit crimes against Ukraine, against the Ukrainian people as war criminals. However, now it is true in the
Real quick, I just want to say that the amount of solidarity that the entire world has shown for just Ukraine, whether it be and like the standing ovations and like the reaction, especially from the U.S. government, the U.S. Congress, was kind of like gross. But the actions that the world has taken against Russia for their invasion of Ukraine is actually it should be inspiring for everyone, and it should be a little bit to actually take home and just be like, look, we're actually figuring out for a brief moment in time, we're actually kind of figuring out that we have to not do this. Granted, is it going to happen again? You bet your ass it's going to fucking happen again, and the United States is more than likely going to be the culprit. But we can't have this happen. We just can't fucking do it. We just can't do it as a species, let alone as fucking
the darkest time for our
let alone as individuals from sovereign nations.
Aw, FJB, you do realize this is the backup channel, right? That the original
genius.
channel that
He
you have
does.
been on before, that I have seen you in the chat for because I mod everything, has over 900 subs, right? You know this, right? Again,
Almost
I
like
have the
1,000.
time and not the patience. Please come here. Let's talk.
There's a link, champ. Until the end of this speech, and then whatever we say afterwards, and then well, you can be the bitch that you are, because you're not going to show up, because again, you seem like a Dark Ninja type simp, dick for brains or something like that, and you haven't denied it, so I'm pretty sure that's what's going on.
I mean, there's a link.
Oh,
yes, 7 whole people on a backup channel that only just recently got put out there.
Literally put it out 2 days ago, 3 days ago, maybe.
Oh, cool. FJB, how long have you been stalking him?
That's true. Hey, quick question. How'd you get the link? How'd you find this channel?
Oh, did you come from White Boy Rumble Rants? Because that's me. I'd love to talk to you. Come on.
Oh, you did share it, didn't you?
I did. I did.
Oh, I didn't get a notification. Well, that would make a whole hell of a lot of sense.
It's
Oh,
on my
cool.
community tab. He showed up not too long after. Oh, yeah. I'm White Boy Rumble Rants. Come on, bitch. Get in.
Come on, dude. You got all the fucking. She's got all the time in the world. You have all the time in the world.
Clearly.
You love
came
me.
from White Boy
know you
Rumble
do.
Rants. You must love me
So
then.
cute. Here's a. You know what? If you're not willing to talk to Mango because, well, you can't handle an opinionated woman, maybe you would like to talk to me about the Ukrainian president's speech.
I will gladly drop out if that means he will come in. Like if he
And he
pops
could
up in the backstage, I will gladly leave.
Same thing with the Two Guns. If you want to talk to him.
Oh, by the
Hey,
way,
man.
FJB, I can show you proof that I am White Boy Rumble Rants. I can pull it up right fucking now.
How many streams do you want me to pull up where you say I'm White Boy Rumble Rants? Stop fucking with me. I'm not Negs.
Not even that. You see, I have this spare phone right here that I posted the community post from that has where I did everything. I can pull it up right now. Just saying.
Wild.
Oh, look, it's still logged in to White Boy Rumble Rants.
Neat.
Oh, honey, I don't need clout. I'm already popular because I'm White Boy Rumble Rants.
Bro. Let me tell you this. If wait, no need to get clout? What the fuck does that
Bitch,
even mean?
your channel has like 7 subscribers and no videos. Don't you need the clout?
Yeah. Trust me, if Mango had the time and patience to be online all the fucking time, the amount of fuck you that she could give would be insurmountable to your psyche, which, well, honestly, I could give that, but according to you, I only have 7 people who love me, which is 7
weird
more
because
than you would ever have
see,
in your
I
home.
remember FJB from being
It's
in
fun.
a chat where you had 40 plus live viewers covering Negs. Crazy.
Wow. So maybe FJB can
Use the clout.
actually answer. Well, I was gonna say they can answer this question for us. Is impotent rage actually stored in the bumpy dick, considering how much of it you've taken?
Lumpy tic tac, because
Got 'em.
that's the type of energy that both Negs and Tragic give off. Oh, and I've seen both.
We
of
all
their
love
dicks.
Widow's Son, of course. With the folks. Hell yeah. Can we get a folks in the chat?
Look,
Folks.
FJB, I get it. I know there's a woman out there that's smarter than you, that does more than you, that doesn't quite have the time to be online all the time between a child, a job,
Folks.
a life, the usual shit. But the least you can do is have just a modicum of respect for someone that's better than you. Sorry.
Modicum.
Shut up. Fuck you.
Are we gonna get into this?
Yes.
We're trying to
Let's
slam
go.
this asshole. First of all, yeah.
I hate you too.
Yeah. Nobody loves you. Anyway, I'm pretty sure this is actually Negs. It wouldn't
No,
surprise
it's
me
not.
one fucking bit. It's not. Oh, it couldn't be.
Negs uses currently the Mashed Mayo account. He uses discount content. He uses Negs. He uses one other one that's a legacy account that he's had for 4 years. He got banned from Miss Hussey's chat in it. Yeah.
Wow.
Because I
lot.
know these things. But I'm uneducated. I'm just a Girl Scout.
Yeah, you need to do your research, for fuck's sake. But that is a
Amateur.
lot of accounts. I mean, I have a bunch of stock accounts, but I don't have any content on them because they're just basically there to fuck with my friends. When I have super chat money.
Yeah.
I.e., yeah, I was gonna give that one away, but
Yeah, I know which one.
I got jokes coming up.
I'm excited.
But we had a berry crude oil with the folks. Berry crude oil.
Oh,
I like that.
Barry, did you come over from White Boy Rumble Rants? If so, hi. It's nice to see you.
Possibly.
Probably.
Berry crude oil. You don't want to bury crude oil. Don't do that. We got the folks with the jokes. Also, yeah, folks.
Okay, like the
Country.
whole PFP thing, like I absolutely adore it because that SPC is one of my favorites.
What?
You gotta know creepypasta.
No, I stay the fuck away from creepypasta. I know what SCPs are, but no, creepypasta is not my thing. Not because like it's terrifying, but because it's so bland and boring. I just hate it.
Certain ones are okay.
Can't do it. Nope. Not even gonna entertain it because the moment I know it's a creepypasta, I'm like, yep, no, it's a fake story. Can't do it. The mystery's
That's
gone.
fair.
I'll take the like Reddit robot voice.
Oh, I love
things
those.
of like, oh, this was my paranormal experience, and you know,
Oh, this is the creepy shit my kid said at 3 a.m.
Oh, that stuff. No, I
love those ones.
Your dumbass kid waking up and saying some weird shit is fucking weird. Yeah, it's creepy as shit, but it's a child. Its brain is just like being programmed. It's booting.
But that's the thing. My mom can remember a time when I was like 2, and I don't remember this because I don't remember anything before the age of 4. Apparently, when I was 2, I just looked at her dead in the face, and I was like, you know, when I was in your stomach, it was really dark, except for this one time. And she was like, what? What are you on about? And like little kids, they can remember shit like this, but don't remember them as adults because that's how the brain works.
I think she likes this guy kind of cringy. Oh my god. Who, me?
That's so cute.
Really? You like me?
Aw. I mean,
But do you like him?
Oh,
yeah,
well,
oh my god, hold on.
I sent him
ask
links.
her that in front of me, dude.
I send him links for his channel because he works outside of his house while I work inside of my house, and I have the time.
You sound like a big man or something.
Oh shit! That must mean that I like him. Oh, good job, FJB. I have the time for certain things. Oh, my bad.
I for one
just
am
cooler.
I'm extremely jealous, and I'm on FJB's side now, and you guys are stupid dumbheads. Okay.
Look, man. Guys, I'm like, just because I'm like, look, just because I got a job doesn't mean I'm like, just busy.
Just because I work from home and can help you out and can like send you links to things that you wouldn't have thought of, you know, like the black pill stuff, you know. Oh, my bad. I should have done that.
You're both trash.
FJB, the link is still out there. You can still come in here and talk to me.
I timed him out for 10 minutes. He can go fuck himself.
No, but that link is still there. He can still click it.
He can still click it. I'm not gonna deal with that.
Oh, share her. Share what? I'm a single bitch.
Yeah. The problem that I have is that like, it's not that it's that you think that she's property when she's a human being. So don't treat people like that.
Yeah, I'm an object. Didn't y'all know? With my own thoughts, opinions. I make my own streams where I express those thoughts and opinions.
like an
I'm
object.
just property.
And a
Yeah.
very well manufactured bit of owned machinery at that.
Yeah.
Evidently.
Very
Yeah.
well manufactured, apparently.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Disrespectful is to say the least. But let's continue
For
on with
the
this
whole
because I
globe,
gotta get to bed
I
here in a
call
little
on
bit.
you to do
Yeah,
more.
so do I.
Effective
It's 12:20.
sanctions are needed constantly every week until the Russian military machine stops. Restrictions are needed for everyone on whom this unjust regime is based. We propose that the United States sanctions all politicians in the Russian Federation who remain in their offices and do not uh, uh, cut ties with those who are responsible for the aggression against Ukraine, from State Duma's members to the last official who.
I think I figured out what her issue is. I don't think she was given a transcript of what he was saying before actually translating. I think she's translating it live. So she's
Yeah, she's translating
translating
in real time.
his voice rather than actually like reading the script and like knowing what he's going to say. Because this is a speech. It's
Yep.
pre-written.
Like you can see him reading off of something, and that something should have been provided to the translator.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think she was provided with that prior to.
I think this is kind of common with world events, if I'm not mistaken, where like they just there just isn't time to set shit up or whatever necessarily with every like news station that's going to provide translation or something. I don't know, but I'm
what source is this one from?
This is from let's see, King 5. This is the exact same thing that I saw last time from like CBS, or it was from the David Pagman show. I think he was playing CBS. So it's the same thing. The only reason that it's 13 instead of 18 minutes is this video that he plays is cut out.
Yeah.
So
because of copyright reason, all of that.
That makes sense. It's not necessarily copyright reason. It's graphic detail.
Terror. All American
because he actually does show like children dying and stuff like that.
Their market. Their market.
Immediately. It's not a good video. Don't watch it.
It is flooded with our blood. Ladies and gentlemen, members of Congress, please take the lead. If you have companies in your districts who finance the Russian military machine leaving business in Russia, you should put pressure. I'm asking to make sure that the Russians do not receive a single penny that they use to destroy people in Ukraine. The destruction of our country, the destruction of Europe. All American ports should be closed for Russian goods. Peace is more important than income, and we have to defend this principle in the whole world. We already became part of the anti-war coalition, a big anti-war coalition that unites many countries, dozens of countries, those who reacted in principle to President Putin's decision to invade our country, but we need to move on and do more. We need to create new tools to respond quickly and stop the war, the full-scale Russian invasion of Ukraine, which began on February 24th. And it would be fair if it ended in a day, in 24 hours. That
I just want to say one thing to interject on the speech, and two, just as a point. So today, Biden announced that they're going to further restrict or put a temporary hold on more Russian imports. So that includes things like vodka and, oil.
Oh,
stuff.
no more
we'll ban Russian. Yeah, no more Korsky. Although I'm sure that's made in the U.S. But yeah, the problem is like every day that those products aren't sold in the U.S., that's losses for the Russian economy. And if this war has been going on for 28 days. So 28 or 21 days, something like that.
21, I think.
21 days. Yeah, I think it's closer to 21 days. So we're not quite at 30 days yet. And the Ukrainians are not only holding out pretty damn well, but that's 21 days of lost profits for massive global corporations. And they're basically what they would have to do is pull all of that stock that they have and pull it back into their own warehouses or and everything, and either just store it or destroy it, because they have to create a certain amount of supply for the demand. Because if there's too much of a supply, the demand's gonna be low, so prices are gonna be low. You're gonna be selling shit at fucking pennies on the dollar. So it's putting, that's some of the pressure that's coming from these like Russian oligarchs, the billionaires that really control the Russian government and stuff like that. So these little bits of pressure, they may seem incremental, they may not seem very useful, but they are very detrimental to the actual Russian
Evil
economy.
would be punished immediately.
Oh, excuse me.
Today, the
Why don't
world does not
fuck Joe Biden? Literally, just come on here and ask, you idiot. God damn, are you dumb? You only got a couple minutes, because as soon as we're done with this, I'm
not
done
have
fucking streaming. I got a
such
job to go to tomorrow.
tools.
Yeah, I have to work
War
tomorrow too.
prompted our
So
predecessors
I'm
Yeah,
white
it-
boy racist rants.
that should
Yeah, that's
Now,
definitely
apparently,
like
uh,
a fucking
I
Nix.
only just repost what Negs puts. Don't add my own 2 cents to it. So, you're just a little bitch, right?
So
Must be.
is FJB just saying that
Negs is a racist?
Like-
Yes, it has to be. Because
well, white
I don't
nationalists
say
aren't
those words.
racist. I mean,
Oh,
white
but they
nationalists aren't
are.
racist.
They are.
No, they couldn't be.
Oh,
Not
but
if Nick said it.
just remember, I'm your property, apparently.
Hey, I'm not gonna complain.
protect us from war, but
Shit.
they unfortunately don't work. We
So
see
get
it,
on them
you see
dishes.
it, so we need a new
Oh,
one.
they're already done, but you know,
The fuck?
Good girl.
that's because I take care of my house.
Yeah. You see, yeah, you say if I actually had a woman or a human being as property, yeah, I would make sure shit got done. I'd be like, yeah, go let me utilize the fuck out of you. What, I get a slave?
Oh,
Yeah, well like I'm gonna
Rav, there's no
I
need
couldn't
for
be I don't think I could be a
sandwiches.
slave owner. Be too nice.
See,
Yeah,
Rav,
me and my slave would
currently-
have sandwiches. I
No,
tell them what
see,
to do.
currently in my fridge, there's leftover carnita meat, there's ground beef for tacos, there's a pork loin, there's a turkey loin, like there's all of these things that I have homemade myself.
Hold on. I almost got these confused because Widow's Son and Rev were the avatars. It's like, how am I going to make my white Russian if there's no vodka? And Rev's, damn, I guess just add a sandwich to your white Russian if there's no vodka. Apparently just pour cream over a sandwich and fucking call it a day.
Yeah,
Who knows?
that, please? Oh, yeah, no, ravenous. No lie. I've got carnita meat that I homemade myself. Want to come over? Like,
oh my god. Anyway, stop. You know what? Stop flirting my chat. All right.
no. Look, if no one else is going to flirt with me except for your chat, then so be it.
Look,
I would be flirting hardcore in the creepiest way I could manage, except we're trying to listen to the Ukrainian president.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Look, there are world events going on. You can wiggle your boobies in my face all you want, but the Ukrainian president is talking about the defense of his country, ma'am.
Look, okay, I'm just sitting here.
The Ukrainian president is talking about the defense of his country, ma'am.
Okay, I cannot help that you guys don't understand the ADHD like urge to twist. But here I am.
It's not the twist. It's look. I have a DM for titties. All right. Just saying.
You have
Share
my
that around.
phone number. Just saying.
Them. We
Some titties.
propose to create an association, U24, United for Peace, a union of responsible countries that have the strength and
Hashtag Bob's over war. Bob's over war. Wait. Yeah, Bob's over war.
consciousness to stop conflicts immediately, provide all the necessary assistance in 24 hours, if necessary, even weapons, if necessary, sanctions, humanitarian support, political support, finances, everything you need to keep the peace and quickly save the world, to save lives. In addition, such association, such union could provide assistance to those who are experiencing natural disasters, man-made disasters, who fell victims to humanitarian crisis or epidemics. Remember how difficult it was for the world to do the simplest thing, just to give vaccines against COVID to save lives, to prevent new strains.
Yeah.
The world spent months,
Still
years
struggling on
doing
that one,
things
my man.
like that,
Just saying.
much faster, to make sure there are no human
Bob's
losses,
Burgers over
no
war.
victims. Ladies and gentlemen, Americans, if such alliance would exist today, that is U24, we would be able to save thousands of lives in our country. In many countries of the world, those who
So the U24 thing that he's actually trying to that he's proposing is a coalition of countries. It's essentially a new coalition, but it's a peacekeeping coalition wherein they would provide humanitarian aid and actually be peacekeeping countries that want to make sure that they only react to conflict rather than bringing conflict to anywhere, i.e., having soldiers on supply lines, things like that. And I think it's a good proposal. I don't think it's going to work simply because human beings are going to be human beings. And well, we have both the United Nations and NATO, and we had the League of Nations prior to that. It's just one more coalition that I don't think is going to pan out, but it is a good idea, and it is a right step forward for not only humanity, but our law of war as we progress as species, because we're going to go to war more often, and to have this while we're killing each other is actually it's a half measure, but it's better than nothing. I'd rather take the leg than die of gangrene, if that's cool with you guys.
I mean, that makes
You know what I'm
sense.
saying? Reverend Bean, Liz, how long do you think this conflict will last? It has only been 21 days, and it feels like fucking forever. I would say this conflict is going to last. If I were to speculate, I would say 6 months, barring some major.
Widow, you're right. There is an echo.
Is there an echo?
Yeah.
Let me see. Is there an echo now?
Hello. Yes.
Was it
Hello,
you?
hello.
Hello. Okay, it's gone.
Nice.
Okay, yeah, but it's
StreamYard.
I think it's just StreamYard. But I would say like 6 months is at the point where the Russian military is just a 100% done. I know some experts have said like they've got a few days to take Kiev, and they're not doing very
they're
well.
already in negotiations. Like Ukraine and Russia are currently in negotiations because this speech came
Right.
on the 16th. Today is the 18th. They're in talks right now. And it's kind of like, okay, where do those talks go from here?
Right. Well, they've been in talks. They were in talks for like the humanitarian corridors and stuff like that. They've been in talks essentially since the beginning of the conflict.
Pretty much.
And when
Yeah,
Russia
they've-
really started their bombardment, that's when they started sending delegates in, because they were like, "Hey, look, Russia thought they were gonna go in, send some delegates, and be like, look, either we're gonna continue this, or you guys are gonna surrender." And the Ukrainians were just like, "Continue what? You're not doing shit," and
We've
just
got
turned it
you.
around on them. Right. And they've been in talks for the longest time, but like as far as finding like a peaceful resolution, the only peaceful resolution that I think Putin can see is Ukraine becomes Russian territory and it's under Russian rule, and he'll keep the military there as a police force for as long as he feels like, because this is not the United States of America. They don't have the same constitution. They don't have the same rules.
Yeah.
So
They don't have the same
uh,
values, at least at the
Rav-
government
Right.
level.
Just so you know, okay, there had been talks about people pointing nukes at each other. However, comma space, Russia knows that would be the end all be all to literally everything.
Yeah.
And there is no point in doing that, which is why we are currently where we are right now. Because
yeah.
if Russia was like, oh, hey, we're going to nuke these people, the US would be like, okay, we're going to nuke you too.
Yeah.
Got them
it's
pointed,
mutually
we're
ready
assured
to go.
destruction.
And no
But,
one
like-
wants that. So it's a traditional war. There is no nukes
conventional.
involved. Yeah.
Not a traditional war isn't really
Conventional.
a
My bad.
thing. Conventional war. It's like a
Yeah.
traditional war, like you would think that would be fought with fucking sticks and stones, I guess you could say.
Well, I
Because
mean,
you're
it'd be
literally
according
just
to a tradition, which would be
like-
subjective to
In the South,
Yes.
it's taught as
Napoleonic tradition?
traditional instead of conventional.
Oh, that's stupid as shit. Well, traditional would actually be like more the Civil War, whereas a conventional war would be World War II and after. Does that make more
Okay,
sense?
but do you know how World War II is taught here?
I don't want to know.
You don't.
I don't have enough. I don't have enough fucking time for that shit.
Nope, you don't. Mm-mm. It's
Something tells
bad.
me. Yeah, something tells me the tradition. There we go. All right, I gotta get to bed soon, so let's
so
let's
do I.
finish this out and
We
then
need peace.
have our final
Those
thoughts.
who suffer inhumane destruction.
And in the end, to sum it up,
Okay, so he actually starts speaking.
Yeah.
Never mind. I thought it was another translator. Now I was listening to this at work, so
Yeah.
I apologize.
today,
It's fine.
today it's not enough to be the leader of the nation. Today it takes to be the leader of the world. Being the leader of the world means to be the leader of peace. Peace in your country doesn't depend anymore only on you and your people. It depends on those next to you, on those who are strong. Strong doesn't mean big. Strong is brave and ready to fight for the life of his citizens and citizens of the world, for human rights, for freedom, for the right to live decently and to die when your time comes, and not when it's wanted by someone else, by your neighbor. Today, the Ukrainian people are defending not only Ukraine, we are fighting for the values of Europe and the world sacrificing our lives in the name of the future. That's why today the American people are helping not just Ukraine, but Europe and the world to keep the planet alive, to keep justice in history. Now I'm almost 45 years old. Today my age stopped when the heart of more than 100 children stopped beating. I see no sense in life if it cannot stop the death. And this is my main mission as the leader of my people, great Ukrainians. And as the leader of my nation, I am addressing the President Biden. You are the leader of the nation, of your great nation. I wish you to be the leader of the world. Being the leader of the world means to be the leader of peace. Thank you. Slava Ukraini.
I have a small problem with him calling on Biden to be the leader of the world. Kind of because it goes back to the U.S. being the world police. And sorry, Blizzard's property apparently to mute you, but you were digging in a bag, and it was coming in quite loud. But
no, I muted myself, and I can mostly hear crickets after.
Okay. Well, I muted your mic, and then, yeah, I probably should have muted mine because of the fucking crickets. Don't worry, they should be food soon.
You know what? You know what? You're both grounded. Okay.
Okay. So anyway.
Like, as soon as I saw that you muted me, I muted my mic.
Pay me. There we go. Anyway. Rev thinks I won't do it. I won't fry them up. No, I probably wouldn't. I'd actually buy fried crickets because those might be filled with parasites. They come from.
You should definitely, if you're going to eat bugs, get them from a source that actually packages and prepares them correctly.
It's not a bad idea. Sounds good.
Just like meat.
I'm gonna eat one. Wait. You don't buy meat off the back of the truck? Wait, you don't.
I didn't say anything about the truck. Truck's good.
You don't buy pheasant under glass off of the back of a truck because the guy doesn't know what he's doing. That he doesn't know what he has. You wouldn't do that.
All right.
Pheasant. Pheasant.
He keeps his truck clean. I know that guy. He's a sweet boy. You'd be nice.
But did he have pheasant under glass?
Look, a man's got to eat pheasant from under glass. All right. Don't judge me. Fuck you.
No. This fucking. I was listening to Von Helton stream a little bit ago, and a couple days ago, and he was talking about some dude came up in a pickup truck, a meat salesman with a truck came to his town. Okay, guys, a meat salesman with a truck came to Von Helton's town and was selling meat out of the back of his truck. Von Helton lives in the poorest county in Kentucky.
A traveling meat salesman.
Yes.
In rural Kentucky.
And he had pheasant under glass. Now, what I suspect is this man had beaten the pigeon to death with a bottle and sold it to Von Helton. Technically a pheasant under glass. Just saying.
I believe this.
But yeah, whatever parasites he got probably got flushed out by the other parasites in his brain. So there you go.
He's having his own World War III inside his body.
Yeah, I don't. That thing, i.e., his body should just be like send it into space so that it can be sterilized through the atmosphere.
What could go wrong?
I mean, it hits the earth. It's probably the worst thing that can happen. Shit comes back down. All right. I can hear the banjos and vomiting. Is that what you're talking about?
Wow.
Oh
yeah.
man. Oh right. Well, I don't know if you guys have any thoughts on that, because we kind of ended on a joke, but I do have a story similar to this, but I want to get everybody's voices first.
Oh, no.
It's not anything super cool or anything like that, but go ahead.
I
Things are different in Clay County.
I think we need to send that traveling meat salesman over to the Ukraine. They need help.
Yeah, they do. And they need
Make a
aid.
fortune.
And if you guys want to send any aid to Ukraine, go ahead and don't check the description yet. I'm going to have to change that afterwards because it won't let me edit this, simply because it's set at a later time for some fucking reason.
Be aware and beware of scams.
Yes.
Only donate to the cause through reputable receptacle services. So there are ways to donate both currency and crypto directly to the Ukrainian government. Their banking system has their own thing, I think.
Yes.
And also look out for the actual well-established charities with reputations and shit. There are lots and lots of scams around this emergency
Absolutely.
and every other emergency situation. Don't get duped out of your money.
Anytime there is a tragedy, there is going to be a scammer. You are going to find people just grifting your money away. The links that I'm going to be giving are for Etsy shops for like Ukrainian creators. You're likely not going to get the product. That's not what matters. It's that you give a little bit of money to the creators. So that's the route that I'm going right now. I do have a couple of other links that I should put out, but yeah, they got to be verified, because I don't want to put out a link for you guys and then someone give $200-300 and it goes to some asshole going on vacation. I don't want that, because you're never going to see that money again. You're never going to. It's not going to happen. Think of Shani and Rev. Key fobs or the tire now. Didn't get so much out of the tire. No,
that was
that was it was probably more embarrassing. It's more embarrassing for the person that gave him the $100. For real, idiot. Do your research. But if anybody doesn't have any final thoughts, I had one thing that I was going to say, but I don't have a pretty mouth.
Oh no.
There was something I was gonna say, but I totally forgot. Ravenous Bean can remind me. Oh, that's what it was. Pukey the Clown. All right. So we've gone through a lot of like military engagements. What's going on. We've got the president of Ukraine actually, requesting aid from other countries and solidarity throughout the world. And what we forget a lot of the time is the human aspect of who's actually doing the fighting, because there are people who are doing the fighting. And I was one of those people. I was a soldier at one point. I was in the army and I went through basic training. And one of the things they do, or they did at least in basic training for us, was you had a 1-quart canteen filled with water, and you had to, at the end of the day, you would be in formation and you would have to drink that entire 1 quart of water. It was called hydration formation, and it was to ensure that every soldier drank a significant amount of water, and enough water so that they could get through the day, get through the next exercises. Because your average person doesn't drink that much water. Honestly, you don't. Well, we had this one guy, Adams. Adams was he was a trip. Now, the only reason he was in our basic training is because he was in the National Guard, because his parents said, hey, if you keep fucking up, we're going to take your apartment away from you. You better get a job. So he joined the National Guard. Yeah, figure that one out. So Adams was a small dude. Now, I'm not huge. I'm like 6'1", 165. I'm not a big dude. Adams was probably like 5'9", 120 at this point. Okay, not a huge guy. So we would have to sit down at hydration formation. You take a knee and you just your 1 quart canteen. This is 1 quart of water. You have to take down the entire thing. 1 quart of water. After an entire day of training, after you just marched home from dinner, that's when we did it. So when you have a full stomach, you're about to pound a quart of water.
Damn.
Yeah. Well, not everybody could keep it down. Hence, Adams comes along. And, well, he's trying to do it. He's trying to all of a sudden, Drill Sergeant Kellogg standing for, what are you going to do? You going to puke? Ugh! And he did it damn near every fucking time. Every fucking time. So what came of it was Drill Sergeant Kellogg would come around and be like, all right, we're getting hydration formation. Hey, Pukey the Clown, come up here. Come up to the front so you don't fucking throw up on anybody. We don't need any dirty ass uniforms. We don't need anybody late to fucking formation. Yes, I remember these words. And Adams would be right there. He'd be like, go ahead, throw up. Go ahead, throw up. Honestly, I want you to. It'd be fucking hilarious. So, what do you do? All right, hydration formation. Slog down that 1 quart of water. About halfway through, there goes Adams. Pukey the Clown. Fucking snapped right onto the fucking concrete.
Poor guy.
Oh, it was better because, well, it's a formation. So there's 4 lines of soldiers. And he was puking on an angle that went backwards towards us.
Oof.
Yeah, you're on one knee. Fun times in the military. But that was a very long story. I apologize. It's 1 o'clock in the morning, Eastern Standard Time. It's really late. Vomit now, soldier. No, no. If you told me to do that, I'd be like, oh, you want me to do that, eh? Oh, trust me. I got a stomach for you. I'll give you some bile. Give you something I'll eat through your shoes.
Oh, dang.
Son. No, I won't do that. I'm just an asshole.
I really didn't want that, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, well, if you tell me to throw up, I can. You got to pay me. All right. So I appreciate you guys for being here. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm sorry for all the crickets. It's not the most conducive for streaming.
It's all good. It didn't distract me one bit. Thanks for having me. This was fun.
I appreciate it, and you're welcome anytime. And same with you, Mango. Sometimes if you behave, but
Don't behave. Don't.
But I hope everybody got a little bit something out of this. This wasn't the normal, heavy streams where I'm gonna be, taking on combat footage and everything like that. But this channel is where I'm going to be covering that. I am going to be doing it in the future, not just for this conflict, but for other conflicts. So stay tuned for that. This is where it's going to be happening. And that's simply because I just don't want to run the risk of getting a strike on the main channel. for trying to cover something that I find important. And that's not what happened this time, but I do see YouTube cracking down in the future simply because it's YouTube. That's what they fucking do.
Sure is.
You know, they change their rules all the time. So, you know, I played some stuff on here that's pretty questionable. And if you're looking for those on my main channel, they're all private. I'll put them up on this channel, and that's what's going to happen. So, but thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it. Is there anything you guys want to end on? Ooh, wait. I think I know what I want to end on. There was something that I actually... Do we have a Lulz Cow song we could end on?
No, I don't.
There we go. Okay. I know a good one. Ew.
You have a good night too, Ravenous and Widow.
All right. Yeah. So I'm just gonna play "Cream on My Back" from Burnt Toast, simply to play us out. This wasn't a very somber, very serious stream, so I figure we can end on a little bit of a lighter note. I do want to have more of a discussion on the Ukrainian president, and as this situation develops, I want to have more people in here and talk about things. And Two Guns, by all means, jump in here anytime you like to discuss this. And yeah, I always appreciate you coming by. I'm going to drop us out and play this, and when I do that, I will be out of here for the night. So take care. Appreciate you coming by.
Later, guys.
See you.
I'm in a closet somewhere. A lot of what I'm talking about today is coming cream on my back. And there's cream. Cream on my back. Cream that I'm taking. Cream on my back. And there's cream. Cream on my back. Cream that I'm taking. And it's making me very tired. So,
you know, hello everyone, and welcome to GTV. I'm Gina, your host. No.
balls! Your sperm is probably gonna be strong enough. Creams that I'm taking.
No.
Creams that I'm taking.
No.
Creams that I'm taking. Cream on me when I came out the closet. You know what I mean? G-Man's finally coming out the closet or something like that. And it's making me very tired, so. I swallow cum. You can sing it. Cream on my back. Okay? And this cream. I swallow cum. Cream on my back. Cream that I'm taking. You can sing it. Cream on my back. Okay? And this cream. I swallow cum. Cream on my back. Cream that I'm taking. And it's making me very tired, so. I can literally prove right now that I'm as straight as a doorknob. And I'm gonna get what's coming to me.
No.
Creams that I'm taking.
No.
Creams that I'm taking.
No.
Creams that I'm taking. G-Man got cream on him coming out the closet. I swallow cum. Cream on my back. Okay? And this cream. I swallow cum. Cream on my back. Cream that I'm taking. You can sing it. Cream on my back. Okay? And this cream. I swallow cum. Cream on my back. Cream that I'm taking. You know what I mean? You are revealing to yourself and to a lot of the world out there who and what you really are. So I'm in a closet somewhere.